was on. His teammate there was asleep. Powell now comes back to Lawrence. Opens it up. Saints through Baker. Moving the ball nicely. That's better from Powell. He gets it out to Aussie Jones. He can go over the top. He decides to slam it on the left boot. He got put between the devil and the deep blue sea. It might still come off as the ball spills to Baker. He kicks the first goal of the game. Well, it was lacking in science, but it was good in execution, and the Saints get the first goal.
First goal on the board. Umpires today, Quigley, McKenzie and Goldspink. Back in the middle. Punch away there by Maguire. Into attack the Roos. Diving, lunging attempt. Oh! Petrie marked and didn't like what came down on top of him after he'd marked.
Got Kaczynski as his opponent. They've also started with Archer forward, who's being picked up by Brett Voss, so mismatch there in size, I would imagine.
He's got to be an optimist, doesn't he, Petrie, wearing sunscreen. It's sunscreen in Melbourne in July.
At the shady end of Telstra.
And he needs to put on half his face.
Well, the roof is open here. It is an absolutely magnificent day in Melbourne today. And Petrie from right on his limits. In fact, he had to go so close to the man on the mark to get the journey that he kicked it into him. Archer, little kick, Saints are away. Jones spearing like Paul as a ripping kick. And he found Lawrence on the lead, who started positively. He'll find Harvey. Marks can play on. Sinclair should have stayed down. Centering ball, Harvey. Mark Wolf plays on. 2 in a row, Saints.
Terrific start for the Saints. And one of the big ones is Daniel Wolf is playing on David King. Now, David King does provide plenty of run and drive for the Kangaroos off half back. But if he's going to err on any side, he errs on the other side. And they'll be ruining this missed opportunity. Drew Petrie, you have to learn from that. Always be aware where that man on the mark is. But Wolf been able to just put a little bit of distance between himself and David King.
So the Saints have kicked the first two. Back at the centre of the ground. And Aussie Jones has been the catalyst in both of them so far. So too this man Harvey, who gets it out to Hayes. Good football out to Baker. Now they come back out to my man, Aussie. The kick is a beauty. Down to the forward pocket over the head of Wolf, over the line and out of bounds. And overthrown. Let's have a look at the kick to Harvey. And as Brian so eloquently put it, just watch the way that Jess Sinclair puts himself out of business. It's one thing to go for the ball, but he's in the crowd now, and Harvey didn't even have to change direction whatsoever to set up that goal. Classic lesson for any defender. You must defend. You can't always back that you're going to knock the ball away. And Sinclair was exposed from behind. A beautiful tap comes down from Gehrig. Slipping over, running for the ball was Montagna. Gehrig gets it out. Baker has another flying shot at the goal. They're peppering at the Saints. It's going to spill nicely for Powell. Powell can have a third goal in as many minutes, and he does. And the Saints are on fire at the Dome. 4.5 minutes in. Saints are 3 goals straight.
Well, it's just all positive news here for St Kilda. Their ball getters are getting it, as we just saw Powell. Stephen Lawrence is giving them a target up forward, and he looks a hell of a lot better player up there, where pace isn't as big an issue, and he's not getting exposed. He's got his hands on the footy a couple of times, but Powell, who's in a head-to-head with Adam Simpson, the chief playmaker for the Kangaroos, has got off to a great start.
Saints with the start that they would have dreamed of. 3 straight. Kangaroos haven't bothered the scorers just yet. And here is another Saint chance here. Picked up off the back of the square by Del Santo. Placed on his non-preferred side. Found his man there in Montagna. On the centre wing. The Hawkins wing side of the ground here. Big fly from behind. No mark. Player lets it go. Stevens, the skipper of the Roos. His handball is intercepted by Harvey. Been a feature already, Robert Harvey. The poise under pressure to get it forward. This time the mark's been taken by Watt.
There's a near thing. As Harvey just pushed off on his delivery stride. Watt to King.
Paying the price, the Kangaroos, at the moment for playing off their men. They're just playing like 5 or 10 metres behind the footy, thinking they're going to get possession at half back. And right now it's been costly. They've given up 3 goals. We've seen the Kangaroos do this on occasions, get away to flyers here at the Telstra Dome. The question is whether they can maintain it.
So Stevens now the skipper. There's been lack of possessions in this game for the Kangaroos. They just get the possession count up at the moment.
The Saints, I meant, of course, Eddie.
Yes.
The Saints have got away to a few big starts here.
Yeah. No, we knew what we were talking about, Gary.
Yes, Jared
That was
just
obvious.
rightly corrected me.
There you go. The possessions have been 27 St Kilda to 9 Kangaroos. 3 goals to zip and another turnover. This bloke can play. Lenny Hayes, look at the kick straight down the throat of Voss. The handball's inside to Ozzie Jones, who stops and drops and then can kick. And that's what they want. One-on-one. Gehrig is too strong and too good and takes the mark in front of Watt. Now Gehrig can look inside. Baker made space. And Gehrig will go back. And as we know, depending on his physical condition, he's a beautiful kicker of the ball. He has hip problems, he has groin problems, he's got a foot problem. Other than that, he's good. So big Fraser Gehrig will have to kick at 52 metres. Comes in. Thumping kick, it bends, it bends, it bends, it goes right through the middle. And they've got 4 straight, the Saints, after 7 minutes.
Just fantastic. An absolutely perfect start, and they're getting reward for effort and reward for their attack on the footy and reward for having the courage to stand your ground as Lenny Hayes did on that occasion. And there he is again, Ozzie Jones. Talk about assists in footy, which I do tend to do on occasions. I reckon Ozzie Jones has had 3 big ones, or 4 even possibly in his first quarter.
St Kilda, a flyer, 4 goals, 5 inside 50s. That is great reward. Fraser Gehrig getting his first. He's played in all 16 games this year for the Saints. Harvey, bursting pace through the middle of the ground, driving ball. That's what they need to stimulate them. Motlop on the line, couldn't hold it. First score to the Kangaroos. It's only 8 minutes in. But the problem is, St Kilda have already got 4 goals on the board.
And they've restructured their back line. As we said, Lawrence has gone forward, but Riewald's gone back. And I reckon that's the most significant move that they've made. Riewald in defence, give the kid a chance. Tough playing centre-half forward all the time, and he gives you an option for kick-outs.
And that's exactly what they've done, the kick.
Free kick.
Push out, no.
Big push out.
Was a push out, but not enough as Brown came across and took the mark. No? Well, not enough for the umpire anyway, Jared.
Yeah, spot on.
And the mark now has been taken by this man Archer, who obviously lost the bet on the horses this week down at Arden Street because he's
got the shave.
Had the shave.
You'll
makes
be
him look younger too, doesn't it?
He's dropped about 4 or 5 years there. Might have to give it a try. BT, I know you'll be having a look at the free kicks. You've picked up a trend this weekend.
Far too many, averaging over 40 free kicks in this weekend of football from all games.
Glenn Archer, who was so courageous last week, had been cleaned up. He's had stitches left, right and centre in his face, and he picks the goal. He is a super warrior, this man, Glenn Archer.
Beautiful kick it was too. Glenn Archer spent the vast majority of his career in the back half of the ground, but just looked very composed and confident going forward there. Brett Voss, as I mentioned earlier, was given the job on Glenn Archer, and be one that I reckon he'd be keen to highlight at some particular stage. There's a subtle nudge out from Adam Simpson that wasn't picked up by the umpire. And nice touch here from Jonathan, every time I call him John, Lee Brown.
Leroy.
Kangaroos' first goal coming at the 9-minute mark of this first quarter. We've got a pretty good contest brewing here. You get the feel. Maguire, Hayes. What a player he's been this year, Lenny Hayes. And Robert Harvey's had a stellar year as well. Gehrig trying to trap the ball. Watt gets all the big jobs as the leading defender for the Kangaroos, Shannon Watt. And he's had time there to mature. He's played every game at fullback this year on the gun forward.
At each centre bounce, Del Sando for the Saints is starting forward and then running into defence, playing as a loose man. He's got plenty of the footy. Teague loose for the Kangaroos.
Ruck work, Porter. Hamill looking forward to watching him today. Look at it on the non-preferred side, Gary. He found Gehrig deep in the pocket, but it's all he had on offer. 2 bad bounces by umpire Quigley, 2 strong in the left hand, and both of them were on the attacking side of the pack for the Saints. They got the centre break and they got the easy break on that occasion.
Just to talk to Sam Newman, just to try and rectify those problems, but there was a beautiful kick from Aaron Hamill, the depth to get over the top of 2 defenders. The other one is Riewald. Starts outside the square and goes into the ruck. 28 goals for the year, Fraser Gehrig, and that is perfect. Got his second for the game. 29 for the year. Well, they are proactive at the moment. I think that's the best way to describe the Saints. They're swinging a few moves. They aren't allowing the Kangaroos to get too settled. You see Rewalt contest that ruck. He starts back, then Maguire does the centre bounce work. You don't send your studs into the middle of the ground where you might end up with a possible injury. Then he goes forward, and right now Gehrig's leading him merry dance. Wolf's on the front foot. Hamill on Teague is another matchup that you'd like to get a hold of at some stage, so things going nicely.
So the Saints are deadly in front of goal at the moment. 5 goals straight 30. Kangaroos 1-1-7. That's a better bounce. Now we're going to have an even Stephen go at it. Up goes Maguire, gets the tap. Simpson tried to get it out. Look at Stevens in there as hard as you like, showing the way. We'll have a bounce in the middle of the Telstra Dome. It's St Kilda 5 goals straight 30. Kangaroos 1-1-7. We've only been playing 12 minutes. It's been an eventful 12 minutes. Michael Roberts has been watching it from the boundary.
Yeah, Ozzy Jones has had hamstring trouble. He's been stretching it. The physio's been out to him just to have a look at it. Just keep a close look on Ozzy Jones.
All right, as Simpson takes it in the forward 50. Thanks, Michael. Now towards Maxie Hudson, close to the boundary line. He's got a little nudge from Sav. Took the big Greg Laganas dive, but we'll have a throw in.
And Lee Brown, who's done that job so very well all year for the Kangaroos, is just a floating ruckman. He's on his own down the middle of the ground. The corresponding player will be Nick Rewalt, so it'll be interesting to see how they match up.
Big Porter goes up against Kaczynski. Third man up was Rewalt. At the back of the pack, though, was Shannon Grant, who read it nicely. Little chip kick inside to Simpson. Just the 15. Takes the mark. Simpson looks forward. Now he gets the lead. He comes out wide. They can wrap all this. Up goes Brown. Corey Jones was met solidly. Play on, says the umpire. Good kick away there by Del Santo, but it's going to come straight back. Watt grabbed, tackled nicely by Gehrig. But Grant got back for a bit of support. Makepeace over the top. Missed the target of Motlop. Coming out is Brown. He concedes ground back to Grant, who kicks up the line. There's 2 Kangaroos, but 1 Saint. And the Saint was Harvey. He dropped one he should have taken. Good assistance coming in from Ozzy Jones. We'll have a bounce at half-forward flank for the Kangaroos.
And Rob Harvey can't believe that he put that sitter down. But he's had a good start to the match.
I think he thought that 2 bites was going to be okay without any competitor being near him, but closed him down quickly. Simpson, the 2 sevens over the line.
Leroy Brown, Brian, has just pushed back now as a loose man in defence, such as, I guess, Dean Laidley's concerned that they just stem the tide at the moment, hemorrhaging a little bit here at the Kangaroos.
Undersized a little bit here in the ruck. Porter and Maguire go at it. Maguire won this down, though. Got the position of Baker, as you quite rightly said, Jared. Driven into the ground. A lot of free kicks in the games this weekend, no doubt about that. Has kept the game free, I guess, of congestion.
Interesting, boys. Round 1, when these 2 teams met, St Kilda had its best first quarter of the game, kicking 6-3, and then lost the match to the Kangaroos.
Black wide with the ball. Hudson. Even wider. Kaczynski coming all the way out from centre half back. There's his opponent, Petrie. Long ball inside 15. Rewalt will fly. Porter, the punch away. Nice. Brown, Makepeace, Harvey, all combining for the Roos to bring it out wide to Simpson.
Simpson got away on his own on centre wing. He looks up and waits now. He can go long to Jones or he can go short to Motlop. Decides to go long to no one.
Clark.
Teague came in from the side and applied the spoil, which was good. Motlop is there. Now it comes to Jones. Jones can kick the goal and does. Got there eventually, but he peeled right off the back and was waiting for it to come inside forward 30. And the Kangas get their second.
Yeah, Corey Jones was just 30 metres short, as you said, Eddie, and he was that because you'll see Clark, just there he goes. He leaves his man behind, and Corey Jones finishes up. There he comes in on screen, and he picks up a pretty simple shot at goal.
The difference, the spoil from Corey Jones, from the potential spoil of Clark's, it wasn't a full body spoil in the Archer mould. It was just one arm.
Well, the Roos have kicked 2 of the last 3 goals to just ease the fast-flowing St Kilda style that we saw in the first 10 minutes or so. Another poor bounce by the umpire, favouring the St Kilda ruckman in. Voss at half-back, out wide. Montagna punched away from him by King. Harvey is absolutely everywhere at the moment. Driving ball inside 50. Gehrig looking for a free kick, nothing on offer. Montagna, drawing type handball. Powell's got to run it down. Quickly under his boot. Already got 1 goal, Powell. Quickly 2. Is got a great bounce. Saints have got 6 on the board.
That's his strength. that was highlighted pre-game is his ability to play in the centre in the clinches, where the traffic is at its most intense, but at the right time, he identifies an opportunity to push forward as well as anyone going around, and he finishes impressively. So 2 first-quarter goals with Harvey dominant, as Brian has said. They're in the driver's seat.
You know, when the mongrels start floating through, Gary, you're in for a good day.
The Saints have always been good enough to get these types of scores on the board. Whether they can hold it is going to be the big test.
Corey Jones was a player who just did not pay attention. You would be savage on that as much as anything.
What happened there, Gary?
Just wandered in off the back of the square before the ball was bounced.
So Maguire shins one forward. That's not the best one, but it might come off for the Saints. Hamill met solidly by Brown was a good bump. Makepeace now can set something up for the Kangaroos. He has Motlop out wide on the outer side and finds him with a beautiful kick. Inside to Shannon Grant. Grant now floats one up to Archer. It was a mongrel kick. Archer's handball under pressure. Missed the target. Here's a chance for the Saints. Montagna just knocked it forward. The ball was knocked out in the tackle. Going in hard was Black. He's grabbed and will have a bounce on centre wing. Michael Roberts, boundary side.
Thanks, Eddie. And just a little thing with the Kangaroos. They're wearing black armbands. Johnny Scholes, who was a fantastic cricketer associated with the club, the black armbands for Johnny.
He played for the Kangaroos, of course, in the early 70s.
Indeed he was. Great name here in Victorian cricket. Ball inside 50. Boss Gehrig has already got 2. One long one, one short one, and this probably the easiest out of them all, because dead in front, 35 metres out, is exactly where you like to get it as a key forward.
Gary, it's the way you love to see a ball come into a tall, strong forward, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And Fraser Gehrig is doing the right thing by honouring the way that these midfielders playing, by presenting, anticipating it first and getting front position.
I think clubs are starting to realise that the ball into a contested situation at the forward end of the ground is a pretty good result as Gehrig comes in to kick goal number 3. The Saints have got a ripping start here. 7 straight.
It's taken a long while, but AFL footy now is more about playing footy rather than playing basketball. And I reckon for a fair period of time, coaches and coaching personnel were enthralled by this issue of possession and just floating the ball around, high possession footy around the goal square, around the 50-metre arc. It doesn't often help the forwards, and they're the ones who kick you a winning score.
So the Saints, with devastating accuracy, 7 goals straight to 2-1. They lead by 29 points. 19 minutes gone in the first quarter. Now the Kangaroos just try and get it out, but there's not much system to their play, and the Saints appear to be more hungry at the moment, as Voss showed, being on the bottom of that pack. Will have a ball up on centre wing.
It's funny though, Jared, they haven't done a lot wrong, the Kangaroos, have they? It's just the Saints have...
I reckon they're getting slaughtered at the stoppages. The Saints' free running players, all the matchups appear to be going St. Kilda's way.
Brown thumps it forward as good as a kick, but good play again. Del Santo's read the ball off the back of the pack, I reckon, on 4 or 5 occasions. He's been fantastic.
This bloke's killing him.
Anthony Stevens is his opponent, Jared, and he just cannot go with him at the moment.
Well, Powell's beating Simpson, and as you said, Stevens getting chopped at the moment.
Harvey's kicked forward, just had a little bit too much on it for Lawrence, who competed well and is still competing. Applying a bit of pressure as Jones comes out with a nice kick and finds Grant. Grant looks up and sees nothing. So he has to hold the ball. Now we're having a free kick. Oh, what's going on here? And by Goldsby putting him on the angle from the half-back flank. The kick up towards Makepeace, who did well to make a contest against 2 Saints.
Stevens coming to the interchange bench now. Robbins coming on. Wouldn't be surprised if Ben Robbins gets the job of trying to run shoulder to shoulder with Robert Harvey.
Throw in slightly to the Kangaroos attacking zone. Rewalt was this 3rd man up. Good play by Robbins. He got it down to Simpson. Wanted to get back onto his left and finally did. He puts it out in front of Petrie. Clayton can run on for the handball. Now he looks up and kicks to Motlop in the pocket. Motlop versus the X-Man, and the X-Man will win that one and get the free kick. Xavier Clark.
He didn't sum that up very well at all, did Daniel Motlop. just got too excited, got a bit nervous. Had he been able to stand his ground and just a nudge Clark under the footy, they might have been having a shot at goal.
Clark to Maguire.
Sometimes you don't have to jump, Gehrig. Maguire.
He kicked 100 like that, Brian.
Del Santo, thank you. Driving ball inside 50. Wolf got to sit over the top of Watt. Watt did well. Brought it to ground. He's got numbers and he's got support. But I tell you what, Wolf kicked the ball on us. Gave him another chance. Here's Lawrence. Oh, the defender fumbled. Got it to the defender. Don't tell me you have got to be kidding. 8 straight St.Kilda goals.
This is a very exciting period of time, and I reckon it's as frustrating for St Kilda supporters, Jared, as it is exciting what we are witnessing at the moment.
To see this happening after being so poor a couple of, well, for the last month. But Stevie Lawrence, his legs were just going a little bit too fast then, but he maintained composure. It was a brilliant handball in the finish and a good transition. Let's have a look at that free kick down in the forward pocket of the Kangaroos again.
So Daniel Motlop, thinking that he was in the schoolyard, just going for a screamer. The turnover affected, and suddenly the Saints have got their 8th goal on the board, and Lee Montagna showing something today for the St Kilda faithful. Boys, I'd like to get your thoughts on Lawrence's performance. He's been fantastic, and as if on cue, takes the mark. He might be too slow to go with him as a defender, but he's a tough, aggressive forward as Hamill puts it in front of Gehrig. He's got it again! Gehrig's got it again! He can kick his 4th of the first quarter, and the Saints 9th straight.
I reckon there's a fair chance that Grant Thomas may have the boys round for dinner again during the week, because it's certainly working at the moment.
It's going to cost him plenty, Jared, but it'll be money well spent. I don't know if it comes under the salary cap, putting on a bit of pasta for the boys, but this fella here he's been sensational. It hasn't been the classy lace-out stuff, but it's been percentages, getting it in, contesting, and he's absolutely on it.
The flying mullet for his 4th straight in the quarter, and he does. Saints are 9 goals straight.
And you spoke about Stephen Lawrence. Plenty of the St Kilda players went to him, and pats on the back, running with the flight. And your point earlier was well made, Jared, and he has been indicative of it, a contest from Stephen Lawrence, which is sensational.
He's been just a revelation up forward. I reckon he was really at the crossroads if they continue to play him in defence, but up there he's just given a contest and he's intimidating.
St Kilda 9 straight 54, Kangaroos 2-1-13.
Archer into the middle, Brian.
St Kilda's biggest first quarter ever against the Kangaroos. We're seeing history here at the moment, and still plenty of time left. Only 23 minutes gone in this quarter. As players converge, not a lot of anger being seen in the game so far, as Harvey will come for a spell on the bench, and what a fine job he's done in this first quarter of football. His opponent, Stevens.
And Luke Ball coming on. That's a pretty good interchange, isn't it?
It's the future.
Harvey, 6 disposals in the quarter. And 3 inside 50s in amongst that as well. Brady Rawlings, Motlop, speed. Sinclair hasn't had a lot of it. Kick forward, unorthodox but effective. And Shannon Grant has marked, and he can kick the ball from this distance.
Glenn Archer did go into the middle to provide a bit of vigour, but he was only stopping off on his way down to full back to play on Fraser Gehrig. He's got 4 straight.
It's an interesting time to make that interchange, though. They lost the centre player and lost the centre break, or the stoppage break. 1 short for the ball up.
Just the detail missing, you think, Ed?
Quite a coincidence, but it just happened.
41-point advantage for the Saints as Shannon Grant tries to do something to stop the run of 4 straight goals. Kick on the way is absolutely perfect. Thank goodness for that, the Kangaroos fans say.
One thing that St Kilda will be aware of is that this Kangaroos side very, very rarely gets blown out of the water for an entire game. They're probably the most honest side that is going around at the moment. The gap between their best and worst is pretty narrow, and they'll keep coming.
I know you looked out at Brent Harvey, Gary. He's been well tagged by Baker, who's been involved in some goals. He's had just a couple of possessions.
So Archer goes back. He went into the centre for the last bounce. Now he's gone back to get on to Fraser Gehrig. Shannon Grant, amongst all this, is probably in career best form the last couple of weeks of football. He's been fantastic. As the ball comes out to Simpson, this time on his right foot, high up in the air. Good luck trying to mark that. Out comes Sav. Punts it away. Sav Rocket chases the ball. Clayton picks it up. They need one before the bell here. Bad boy, do they need one before the bell. They could just lift them, the Kangaroos. They certainly have plenty of belief in themselves over the line and out of bounds. St Kilda, best quarter of the season by a mile. Their 9 goals straight, 54. The previous best was round 5 against Geelong when they kicked 7 goals. 2. Throw in inside the forward 50. Porter wrestling, and the free kick will go the way of the Saints. Just Sinclair on his way to goal. Better give it back, or it'll be a 50.
Well, that's a classic case of free kicks that don't need to be paid.
Baker, no one on the mark, so he runs the defensive 50, kicks it up towards the wing. Hamill comes out, good thump away there by Petrie over the line and out of bounds. So as you can see, there's still plenty of time left on this game as Powell comes to the bench for a rest and Peckett comes on, and for the Kangaroos, Porter off and Wells on.
Good move. Get Wells on. Get a bit of excitement happening for the Kangaroos. That bloke there, Nick Rewalt, they've done it without him. They've kicked 9 straight. Arguably their best player has not had a touch.
He has been the third man up on every occasion too, Gary, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. He's playing that floating rucking role, if you like, around the clearances.
The old-fashioned true ruck roving position.
Saints in front, marginally.
Blake got the tap. We'll have another bounce.
And Aaron Hamill, while he's worked hard, you know, he's only had the 2 possessions in the first quarter as well, so, and playing up forward, so there's a lot of players missing out for the Saints at the moment.
Jared, your thoughts at the moment? Grant Thomas has decided to put a bit of petrol in the tank of some of his midfield runners who have dominated. They've put the young boys on at the moment.
Well, they're going to stick to the plan, I guess, and it's an argument you can always raise. They're in a chance here. They can just blow this game apart. So you could argue keep Harvey on. That's what my view would be. But they've got their plan and they're going to stick to it.
Aussie Jones kicks long. Rewalts the flyer from the front and almost pulled it in at the back. Wolf put his head down. Comes out. Hayes, the kick was smothered beautifully there, but that's in the back. And a free kick to Lenny Hayes, and he can kick 10 straight for the Saints in the first quarter of the game.
Well, the umpires are trying to tell you that they don't have rules of the week. But we've seen that the push in the back so far this weekend has just been...
it's back.
It is big.
It had a mate's holiday. Went to the snub.
What about the smother first of Archer?
But that was in the back.
Oh, look at...
It was there, but they haven't been paid. And look, I think you're better off erring on the side of overpaying free kicks and under-utilising the boundary, the ball-ups, because the game just bogs down.
Hayes for goal number 10 of the quarter for the Saints. Oh, he's blemished the Collingwood scoreline. 9-1. Just missed.
Speaking about Rewalt before, Gary, Kaczynski just the 1 possession as well. Watt, play on, didn't travel the required journey, said the umpire. Makepeace, transfers play down the corridor. Way to go here. Robbins, diving attempt. That true centre-half back. Ball wide to Sinclair. Motlop makes ground downfield and will win on Clark. So the Kangaroos starting to move the ball with some energy through the middle. Rawlings, driving kick. Now Rocker and Hudson. Got a lot of support. Box dropped across the face.
Well, there you go, boys. The Saints are just 8 points off their best first quarter ever. That was against Sydney, round 13, 1992. Jared, do you remember that one?
Not with great clarity yet.
I
Tried to put that one to bed.
I think a bloke called Lockett went nuts that day.
There's Rewalt's first possession. Coming at the 29-minute mark of this first quarter. Montagna, who kicked himself a goal as well at the 21-minute mark. 2 minutes remaining, 36-point advantage.
A bloke called Caven may not remember it all that much either.
You cave in.
It was that particular game, was it?
Yep.
Ball forward, pack forms. Off hands, Grant, who's been trying hard in this quarter. Harvey, haven't seen a lot of him. Kick, centre wing, Petrie flies. Beautiful tap down, Clayton. Nice hands, silky stuff, Bruce. Wells, hopefully we'll be able to finish it off with a weighted kick to Sinclair in the middle. Got a bounce, had to wait. Still a good build-up here for the Roos. Now Motlop to drive the ball long. It's not a very good-looking kick off the boot. And Voss was able to get back and stop any score being registered.
Not only that, but Lawrence's lead was magnificent from half forward to half back. He laid it off beautifully for Aussie Jones. Now Frankie Peckett's got it. The lead from Hamill is long and strong, and he was on it beautifully with a lovely kick.
How hard did he work?
He worked very hard, and Peckett, who is a beautiful kick of the football, hits his captain, lace out.
Daniel Motlop twice now is going to end up costing potentially a goal to St Kilda. He looked up, he saw no one in his forward 50 and opted to go for a big 65-metre torpedo punt. He needed composure and confidence to hold it up, try and pick someone else off.
Aaron Hamill's at 18-11, 62% accuracy for the air, Jared.
And the reason why Hamill had so much space to lead into was because Stephen Lawrence had worked his backside off to get up the ground and get the first lead.
Working for each other today, the Saints, as Hamill kicks, he bends it right to left, across the face of the back. Here's Lawrence, deserves a goal. And I tell you what, he's got it. He's kicked the goal.
They reckon it hit the post, Ed. They reckon it hit the post.
10 goals, one for the quarter for the Saints.
They may change this.
Let's go back to the goal square, boys, quick. Let's have a look. Yep, he can't unfurl the flags.
He's got the boundaries in to help him out.
Let's go to the video.
Hit the post.
No doubt he hit the post.
Hit the post.
What's going on? They're all saying we're clear.
This is shocking. Twice in 2 days.
Well, he's clearly made a mistake. But whether you're hanging for that, everyone is going to make one.
I saw a couple of Kangaroo supporters would bring out a rope, though.
I reckon they would want to, but...
Well, get the hat off so he can see above his head.
Oh, he's made a mistake, Brian. He's clearly made a mistake.
Here we go. Oh, he changed direction, didn't he?
Well, Ben Harvey just grabbed it. He just anticipated it was going to be a kicking. You can see that quite clearly.
What a quarter of football for the St Kilda Football Club. 10-1-61. They are 42 points in advance of the Roos. Hayes, another chance. Got 30 left. They can score a couple in the way they've been scoring in that time. Off hands. Ball is met solidly. They'll drive it forward again for one last chance of the quarter. Hamill. Punch away was good there by Simpson. Now they'll work hard. Time running out here for the Saints in the quarter. And that may well be the end of the scoring frenzy.
Thank heavens to the Kangaroos. So let's not forget last year here at the Telstra Dome, the Saints kicked 8 straight against the West Coast Eagles, ended up with 20 goals, 7 on that particular occasion. So they have done it before, but gee, blow the siren, let them compose themselves.
7 seconds ago, Brian, they need 2 points for their greatest ever first quarter score in the history of the game.
It's already their best ever against the Kangaroos, so that's one part of history. Siren sounds. What a dynamic quarter of football from the young Saints. They lead it by 42 points. The amazing stat, 10 goals won. And they are running on top of the world at the moment here, the Saints. There is the goal umpire, who perhaps, well, he did. He got one wrong. And
here we go. This is the conversation, Brian. This is what was going on. We had 2 boundary umpires, 1 field umpire and a goal umpire.
Well, if none of the other guys saw it, then they can't say that they did see something, can they? So...
And he signalled what he thought it was, the goal umpire. There was no further input.
And once again, we are extrapolating on an umpiring system that was invented 120 years ago for a game that bears no resemblance to the one we played today. It is time for a total revamp.
Review maybe in the wind, one does suspect, but regardless, it matters not. 10-1, 61, the Saints, the Kangas, 3 goals, 1, 19.
For St Kilda 6, Kangaroos just the 1. And it's the old case of first in, best dressed in that situation. Here we go. Simpson now needs to lift. His coach's words still ringing in his ears, no doubt about it. It comes out to Harvey of the Brink variety in the Kangaroo style. He gets it out to King. King now on centre wing. Comes it long. Motlop is loose behind here. He can go for the big fly. He does and missed it altogether. Voss read it beautifully.
Very ordinary afternoon so far, Daniel Motlop.
Voss sends it back where it came from, this time in the hands of Baker. Well, what an exciting first quarter of football we've seen. Let's hope that can continue from the Saints. And also the Kangaroos get back into it. This man here, Wells, will have to play a part if that's going to happen. Robbins, centering ball, Brady Rawlings. Transfer of play now complete. The Dockland side of the ground where we call the game from. Back in the middle, Makepeace. Driving ball forward, Petrie, that target, he flew high. Done well, the tall St Kilda defenders, to bring ball to ground there. Kazitsky just the one possession in the first quarter.
Gary, there's no bigger fan of Nick Riewoldt than you, but just at the moment he looks like he's been given a job of following the Kangaroos ruckman, but he's not getting any possession himself.
No, I guess he looks at the scoreboard though, Jared, and says, well, we'll just let things go along as they are at the moment.
He got the tap on that occasion to Harvey, who broke the pack. The kick just fell in front of Montagna. Kangaroos starting to assert a little bit of authority in this early part of the second term as Wells gets his second possession, kicks it up to Jones, couldn't quite hold it. Hudson did well to bring it to ground, over the line and out of bounds. Mickey Roberts had a good listen to the coaches at quarter time.
Oh, I could be standing here and hear him. It was one of the best cracks I've ever... Sav Rocker will never be late into a huddle again, that's for sure. Interesting to note that Nathan Berg did his own coaching in the huddle at St Kilda. Took on the on-ballers, gave them some advice. I asked him when he was going to come on the ground. He said when they're about 20 up.
All right, well, here's a chance. They might get it too, the way they're going. Black's kick is a beauty. Look at that, straight down the throat of Baker. Baker looks up and away goes Riewoldt. The kick wasn't too flash, but he got there and marked it. Ozzie Jones keeps running. Watt did well to hold him up. Back to Black. Black comes out wide. Ozzie Jones, who's kicking forward, has been fantastic today.
Just goes to show what happens, though, when kicking's poor. Riewoldt had to stop, and the flow into the St Kilda forward line ends up having to go around half a dozen extra Kangaroo players.
Gehrig's kick just fell in front of Hamill. Ozzie Jones's kick was a beauty. Teague took too long and paid the price. He was met solidly by Gehrig. Over the top of it, Teague will just about be gone. No, umpire says ball it up, but gee, he was lucky, dragged it in. And the Kangaroos could have well been penalised there through David Teague. Anyway, ball up, forward 50 to the Saints.
Porter. Over the top, Simpson, often the third man up in that contest. Swinging tackle by Maguire on Robbins. See the ball over the line, out of bounds again.
That Dean Laidley spray at quarter time, I don't know. Sometimes it just pleased me to see that, I reckon, because sometimes you see coaches that tread around them. They deserved a belt in that quarter, and they got it.
Inside 50s, there's only one in it, believe it or not. 16-17. Riewoldt. Maybe not. Got the handball out wide. Baker.
Stevens is pumped. Anthony Stevens, the captain of the Kangaroos, he's making a statement. He is inside the jumper of Robert Harvey, and he may pay the price occasionally for it, but he's just setting a standard that the other players for the Kangaroos need to lift and match.
It's a tough job, that, in the coach's box, Gary.
Apparently so, Ed. I wouldn't know about it.
Have a look one day, Gaz. Hamill. Lenny Hayes, centering ball. Gehrig on the trot. One-hander, turns after a round. Oh, great piece, smother. Hot hands, Del Santo. What do I do, he says. I'll give it to Xavier Clark. What do I do? I'll take on Wells. Another, and another. What a big goal of the year, but Wells, exhilarating off the mark, Wells.
It's the trademark of this kid.
It is. Wonderful trademark to have early in your career, isn't it?
Exactly. He's got all the tools. We know he can play, but to have that as well, sensational.
Well, this is his other one, run with the ball. No one stood on the mark, so they've given him the opportunity to showcase his wares. Xavier Clark gave him a really good look at it, that's for sure, but it's going to come back. Kazitsky over the top. Here's a chance for Xavier Clark. Didn't muck around that time, but he sold Kazitsky right into a forearm from Stevens. Play on's the call. The kick going forward was a beauty there from Del Santo. Mark got taken. Teague thrown to the ground, knocks it out. Hayes didn't have the ball. It's again Del Santo. Gets it out to Maguire. Gets it out to Hayes. On the right foot, he puts it out in front of Gehrig. Great punch from Archer. Look at that. He beat three of them. It comes out to Grant. Grant can go into the middle because Rawlings is all on his own, but the kick was a shocker. He split the difference and found Voss. Voss handballs over the top now. The Saints can set up again through Gehrig. Gehrig looks up. Not much on offer except for the Wolfman. The Wolfman gets to the front and takes it. Wolf's kick is a good one, almost just in front of Hamill. He's been 1 metre off taking 2 marks so far in this quarter. Back to Wolf. This time the kick is better. And Baker can line up from 25 metres out on a slight angle.
Pretty good lesson for some forwards out there, that when the delivery isn't perfect and spot on, not to rue it, just to get on with it.
You speak of Aaron Hamill.
Yeah, so his second efforts, I mean, he's had 2 that have been delivered in his toenails, but on both occasions he just followed on, fought on, won the footy, and now they're going to shut it down.
Baker comes in for his second and nails it. Saints start the second as they ended the first.
Brent Harvey, Jared, has had a sensational season. He's just having it put to him at the moment by Stephen Baker.
Yeah, Baker's hurting him because he's going forward and he's getting involved. And obviously it's one-way traffic, so you can understand Brent Harvey's frustration. Harvey may well have pushed over onto Del Santo now, so we'll just recheck the responsibilities. But no, it is with Baker. He's got to redress it.
Baker kicked the first goal of the first quarter, the first goal of the second quarter, and we've got a game-high margin at the moment of 48 points in favour of St Kilda. Off hands, Robbins. Del Santo. Been impressive, Harvey. Great first quarter. Look at the handball into a nest of Saints. Black was able to run onto it. Left foot it forward. Wolf has given them a new dimension up there.
Goldsmith there.
Not Shepard.
Beckett warming up. Nathan Burke also yet to get a run in his record-equaling game.
6-2 clearance of St Kilda at boundary throw-ins. They're dangerous around this area.
Porter. Maguire, who's undersized but has worked well. King. Del Santo, the standing start. Chipped it in front of Lawrence. Just a little bit too much on it. Archer. Just got that little bit of physicalness written all over his face. Skills weren't perfect. Boundary throwing.
What about the goal kicking, boys? 11-1 plays 3-1.
Sensational stuff it is. Just Fraser Gehrig, he knows he's got an opponent now in Glenn Archer. Interesting to see if he can add to his 4 first quarter goals.
Up goes Porter and gets a tap. There's Lawrence. His kick was smothered beautifully by Simpson. Back to Del Santo, though. He can have a shot here. He decides to put it high in the air and says, go on, Fraser, take a hanger. So out he goes and nearly takes it. Off the hands of the back, though. Archer first to recover. Long driving kick, but Rewald with courage went back and took the mark. That is a great sign. Handballs off to Ozzie Jones. Handballs over again to Harvey, to Jones. It's like the old days for the Saints. That was a bit like the old days for the Saints. As Shannon Grant intercepts, he can kick to Harding. He's always on in the goal square. That's where it's going, and he's pounding. Harding into the open goal, and the Kangaroos back.
Not out of this, the Kangaroos. We know that they will continue to persevere. The Saints just, it was self-inflicted this weren't, over-possessed the footy. Instead of going down the middle, they were going wide. And the Kangaroos, via the intercept, set this one up pretty comfortably.
Just wonder what sort of an effect Archer's presence has down there. They went to the goal square so confidently in the first quarter to Fraser Gehrig. At times they've balked at it.
Harding started the day on the bench, has come on and kicked his first goal. 8 minutes into the second quarter to narrow the margin ever so slightly to 42 points. Shannon Grant, 13 disposals in the game already, has been working from minute 1 in the game, one of the few to do so for the Roos. Porter. Stevens got an extra step about him in this quarter as well. Robbins. Rawlings has to wait under it. Simpson can fly as well, but Rewalt went up and got most purchase. Stripped Del Santo. Been really effective. Harvey will be run down.
Too much.
Got rid of it once again, Jared Healy.
Just a little bit of over-possession. Del Santo, it's great to see him back on this side. He's a quality performer. But he was looking and waiting there for Rob Harvey to go round the immediate opponent rather than just him kicking the ball in quickly for a one-on-one Gehrig and Archer.
That wasn't a free kick for Robert Harvey. I'm standing there.
You are sitting.
I was a minute ago.
Oh, okay. The back still playing up there. Here's Harvey. He's grabbed the game. Del Santo in amongst it. One good thing about Del Santo, though, is he doesn't panic when he gets the ball. He's probably
he's a
got a
gifted
little
player.
bit too much vision at the moment for some of those around him.
He gave to Rob Harvey, which tends to happen when you see the icon float past. You just tend to whip it off. And there's the top possession winners, as has been mentioned. Shannon Grant leading the way.
Free kick to the Kangaroos. The ironic cheers coming from the North Melbourne supporters. We'll get the free kick count. 7-3 in favour of St Kilda at the moment. Brown kicks forward. Good play by Black. But there doesn't seem to be much system about their forward play at the moment.
They both ran to the same spot. Shannon Grant was on his own. Brent Harvey was on his own. Shannon Grant brought his opponent over. So just probably in their haste to try and turn things around. Stop forgetting to having a look.
Throw in at half-forward flank for the Kangaroos. Big Porter gives it a good hit forward. It bounces for Powell. Does it well. Now needs to get rid of it, and he does. Look at that. Straight to the X-Man. Xavier Clark shows the ball and has a bounce off 2 steps. Now he needs to do something with it. He goes out right to Grewald. Grewald back to Del Santo. Next kick is the important one. Del Santo gets the lead from Gehrig. Out comes Wolf as well. Gehrig at the back. Did he get enough of it? No, says the umpire. King slams it on the boot with Del Santo. I'll take it forward again. No one to kick it to. He held his nerve and did it well. Back to Hamill it comes. Hamill to the open goal! Goal! Goal of Aaron Hamill, his first. And Del Santo held his nerve.
He's a quality individual. They've been talking him up down at the Saints for some time. He spent a fair bit of time out of the side earlier in this year, but he'd be one of their best players on the ground at the present time. He's pushing 15 disposals. He's having an absolute blinder. He's had Brady Rawlings chasing him around, trying to keep him out of the game, and he hasn't got anywhere near it. Del Santo adds to the St Kilda midfield.
3 goals kicked in this second quarter. 1 to the Roos, 2 to the Saints. Nowhere near the fast-flowing scoring in the first quarter, but still very accurate. Just 2 behinds kicked for the day. Grant to half-forward. What will he do? The drawing handle over the top to Simpson. Wants to get onto his left. Sinclair also wants to get onto his left. On the right, steering ball low. Just the distance, Scott Stevens.
3 left-footers. Stevens, Sinclair and Simpson all just running around there trying to get onto their left boot. In the end, he had to go onto his right, Jess Sinclair. It was an average kick, but got there in the end. This is a really important shot at goal from Anthony Stevens. Not a big goal kicker, but a few more important at this stage. They just got to claw their way back. 5 possessions.
Disposals today for Anthony Stevens, as he'll line this one up from about 35 to 40 metres out. It's not an acute angle. It's better than 45 degrees. There's the look at it. 10 minutes remaining in the quarter. They trail by 48, the Roos. Stevens' kick from the skipper is a goal. Saints have also kicked accurately. 5-1. St Kilda 12-1.
Just got to get 2 or 3 goals in a row now, the Kangaroos, to give themselves a little bit of momentum and a bit of hope as they come into the half-time break. Simpson's one player that we sing his praises off a lot. He's getting plenty of the ball with 11 possessions, but so too is his man, Stephen Powell.
Simpson getting a lot of footy back to the centre. More just holding up the dam, if you like, at the moment.
Well, there's been a few records already. St Kilda with their best first ever quarter against the Kangaroos. 12-1, 5-1. Fewest behinds in a match is 6. It happened in 1899, 1900 and 1953 when Footscray kicked 10-6 to Fitzroy, 1 goal. We'll see what happens. They're on target for another record, and they're on target for a big forward thrust here from Harvey to Hamill.
Just have a shot at goal. Doesn't need to do anything else but go back and kick a goal.
Well, the captain of the Kangaroos did it a moment ago. Grewald's got a way out on the left-hand side. But Aaron Hamill, as Jared said, is a goal kicker. He's a beautiful kicker of the football.
And when he's in this position, he acknowledges every opportunity down the field. He says, no, that's not on, I won't give it to you. But at least he acknowledges it just by a glancing look.
So from 50, the momentum is with the Saints. The kick is on its way. And, well, as soon as we start talking about records for least number of behinds, up it comes.
But he is better off having a crack. We saw Del Santo earlier in the quarter try and centre the ball. He had no one around him, could have had a bit of an angle shot. Higher percentage there, they're trying to find a teammate.
Just on that, Ed, we might set our statistician a task and see if it's the least number of behinds in the first half of the game. Could still hold that record. Grant, if he's any good, he'll come up with a stat on that.
He's back to 1906 and going backwards.
Jones. Here the St Kilda fans building as they can sense something else happening at the forward end of their ground.
Nathan Burke coming on for the Saints.
Burke on for his first run in this game, in his record-equaling game. James record.
How good is it?
Archer intimidating Gehrig.
And
King.
More than that.
And another one. Pre and smother. Maguire got King for dropping the ball. Maguire boots it long. Wolf at the back over the top corner. Long stretching arms.
Didn't think it through, young Maguire.
King is down, slightly injured.
The long kick, hopeful kick. Now Zagel Clark can do the same thing. He's got no one to kick too long, so he squares it up magnificently. And as he looked up, all he would have seen was blue jumpers. And he just took that extra second to look across at the 450 where there were 3 Saints. As David King hobbles off the ground, Michael Roberts will have a good look at it at the moment. Looks like an ankle there, doesn't it, boys?
It does. Not great.
That was a great kick by Clark.
Yeah, the difference, wasn't it? Maguire blazed away, Clark looked inside.
So, again, from outside 50, Powell, high up and under, won't make the distance. They all fly, front and square. Lawrence, make peace for the Kangaroos. Slaps it on the boot. Will come straight back, will it? Blake tried to get it. Motlop, though. Look at that. Sneaks in and has a bounce and takes off. The chase is on. Greenwald kept running, but Motlop did well. The kick was a pretty good one to out in front of Harvey. Baker pushed him out of the way. Picked up by Hudson. The free man is on as Hudson gets cleaned up as he got the handball away. Kaczynski now takes it out. There's Berkey in the record English performance. Gives it over to Harvey. Two of the stalwarts of the Saints in the last 15 years. As the dual Brownlow medalist kicks it up to Voss, who flies and takes the mark. Gets up, looks up, sees the lead from Lawrence, his former Brisbane mate. He kicks it out in front of Lawrence. It's over his head. Here's a chance for Blake. He's grabbed beautifully by Brown. And we'll have a bounce at forward 49. Mickey Roberts on the boundary.
Thanks, Ed. Just as excited down here as well. When Nathan Burke ran on, the whole joint went up. It was fantastic down here. David King's been raced straight up the race into the dressing rooms with that right ankle. It's a bit of a worry for him.
May even be shin area. We just saw it on the replay there, Robert.
Knee, wouldn't it?
Knee.
Knee, maybe. A little bit high. Yeah. Let's say it's safely in the leg area.
Yeah.
The right leg in particular as Motlop again tries to set the Roos alight. Little chip kick. It was to himself. He had nothing downfield, so he said, I'll do it myself. Have a look at the skills here. Petrie, stand and start. Can he deliver? Bowl in dispute still. That's got to be a behind. And just the 2 behinds each now. St Kilda 12-2, 74. Kangaroos 5-2, 32 at the 6.5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Nathan Burke. Lovely kick. At the Montagna. Look at this. The Saints are away. Kaczynski running inside is Harvey. He gives it over to the star. The champion now kicks to the pocket. Looking for Wolf. It wasn't a good kick from Harvey. He was about 2 metres short. Ben in all sorts of trouble. Oh, he threw it away there. Watt to the back pocket. Make peace. The kick wasn't good. Archer kept his composure. Beautiful play, Glenn Archer. Up to Stevens now. Stevens looks up the middle of the ground and Petrie, and suddenly it's all on for the Kangaroos. Petrie can go all the way. He decides to do so from 55. It's an awkward kick, though, and it's a shocker, and Petrie now has blazed away for 2 behinds in a minute.
Good transition of the footy, though, for the Kangaroos. They went straight up the middle of the ground. It was a couple of kicks. Should have been a goal resulting. Drew Petrie may have been better able to do something with it, but not to be.
Lawrence off for Pickett as Burke has it for the Saints.
The players being tested at that end of the ground with the sun as well. Kaczynski, Porter desperate, wanting the ball. Montagna over the top. Brilliant play for the big fella at ground level, Porter. Centering ball to Petrie, a result in a shot at goal. But it was just real desperate stuff by Porter. And Petrie will line up well within his range. 50 metres out directly in front.
Let's take you back a bit when Harvey was breaking down that outer wing. He had Fraser Gehrig in the goal square, Glenn Archer, elected to go short to Blake in the pocket. Turn the footy over. It's the Archer factor again. He looks up. He's just got inside their heads as a defender, which is a rare quality.
Harvey off, ball on. Now, if Petrie was successful here kicking his first goal of the game, it would be the first time in this game that the Kangaroos have kicked back-to-back goals. 50 metres out. They need to get some momentum. And there it is. 2 in a row for the Roos. Petrie's got him first.
Well, he's a talent, Drew Petrie. We've also sung his praises in recent weeks, Jared. He needs to get busy. And he's got Justin Kaczynski as his opponent.
Just giving him a bit too much space at the moment, Kaczynski. I think he's been a bit excited trying to head down and get a couple of grabs. And on the turnover, he's been caught out.
He has, and really, it's a dangerous couple of minutes here for the Saints. They've worked hard. They wouldn't want to give up another goal or 2.
So the Kangaroos have actually won the quarter so far, 3-2 to 2-1. So 20 points to 13. They've won by 7 points, but they're still trailed by 35. Next couple of minutes, very important. We've got 4.5 minutes for the Kangaroos to get back into this game, and Stevens is leading the way. Hard at it as always. Pickett's held up in the tackle, did it well, and we'll have a bounce.
They keep coming, as we've said two or three times. The Kangaroos rarely get smashed for a whole game. So it's the great challenge now for the Saints to hang in and just grind it out to the end of the quarter.
They need to get probably one more, don't they, the Kangas?
Yeah, and the way that things have just panned out in the past 5 minutes, they're a chance.
Free kick going to Simpson. He goes out to Shannon Grant against Burt. Burt does well, punches it away from the dangerous Grant. Wells is front and square, picks up, gets around Baker, did it beautifully out to Grant, who shovels it out to Harvey. Now Harvey now can kick up the line and find Motlop, and does. Motlop on the swing around, looks up, no leads, nothing happening. Now he gets a lead. Harding comes out, but he decides to go short to Grant.
Sav Rocker snuck on. He's at the back of the pack on his own at the moment.
He's in the goal square on his own, 25 metres clear. Grant now sees him. That's where the ball's going to the pocket. Sav goes up. And Hudson got a fingernail on it over the line and out of bounds.
Gary, I know Nick Rewald's got his challenges with Lee Brown, but you've got to arch it down back. Maybe he can't go with Rewald in the air as he can go with Gehrig on the ground.
It might be something they look at. I guess Fraser Gehrig, he's just got to try and fight through Glenn Archer at the moment and really provide a presence.
Rocker taps it down. Baker picks it up. Under pressure, here's Harvey. Jones, knocked forward by ball, out to Burke. He slaps it back. It's dangerous. Porter's got it now. Chance now for Roberts. The kick to goal. He got it. Roberts gets the one to bring the Kangas back into the game. 3 in a row for the Kangaroos.
Yeah, some really good signs for the Kangaroos here. They've been stung into action. It didn't happen straight away during the second quarter. They had to grind it out. I think the Saints got the first goal in the second quarter. They kept at it, and they kicked the last 3 goals. And we've got a game on our hands, Jared.
Well, there's no doubt we knew Kangaroos had come. They got another couple to ride in it.
Back within 29 points. The Kangaroos, which is as close as they've been since about the 14-minute mark of the first quarter or thereabouts. Powell goes inside 50. Rewald flies Montagna. Handball back to Rewald. Wells got an important hand there. Just caused them to fumble. Ball in dispute. Hamill goes through, gives it. Certain goal here. Montagna can kick his second goal. Got it. Montagna's got 2. Saints respond.
Important, and the thing when we have a look at this replay, the Kangaroos are so hell-bent on winning the footy, they forgot just to have a look around them. And look, 1, 2, 3, 4 St Kilda players on attacking side running towards the goals. Sometimes you've just got to exercise a little bit of discretion and not just charge in at the footy. The intent is great, but every now and then you just got to have a look around and find out where the danger is.
Nice time to come off for a breather when you've kicked the goal. Lee Montagna enjoys the applause of the crowd after he got a very vital goal back for the Saints, ending a run of 3 in a row for the Kangaroos. They might get another one here. Hayes was very important in that last passage, as was Hamill, to get it to Montagna. And another former St Kilda star, Michael Roberts, is by the boundary.
Right, it was the right knee of David King. He's been running up and down the boundary. He's had that strapped. He's got the doctor with him and the physios. A lot of pain on his face. See if he can come back on.
All right, a little bit of treatment there for David King. Hopefully a jar rather than a stretching of the ligaments. Simpson over the top. But once again, it's the Saints who go forward through ball. Lovely kick. Here's a chance now for Baker. Baker from 50 goes long to the square. Up they come.
Well, right, that poster down at Glenn Archer.
Unbelievable.
Glenn Archer, he made the Wolfman just take his eyes off it slightly because he was coming at him. It was a natural reaction. You had to consider Glenn Archer's physical presence. Gehrig.
Under 2 minutes remaining.
Should have kicked it, obviously.
Brown, Grant, what a worker he's been. Shannon Grant, he leads the Roos in disposals. 17 of them. Simpson. High ball on the head of Petrie. Got to work, Del Santo. Might have nudged a little too far. Lucky. Umpire was correct, though, says Gary. Del Santo now puts his head over the ball and says, I'll take you on.
I was just saying what a good effort it was from Petrie. The mark wasn't there, but players play for the front and square crumb, and to bring the ball to the front was the key to this.
36-point advantage for the Saints. The Roos were coming until a moment ago when Montagna kicked his second. Can they regain the composure, the Roos? Makepeace around the corner. Petrie trying to set some sort of presence and example across the half-forward line. Short ball to that man, Gehrig, who pipped him. And Jones a chance to kick his second goal.
They're a little bit of lax marking then from the St Kilda defenders. There's plenty of time. And Petrie has just imposed himself a little bit of physical presence out there at half-forward, which is what he has to add to his game to really climb into that top-notch group of centre half-forwards in the competition.
Well, if he was to kick this, it'll be 5 goals for the Roos in the second quarter and 3 for St Kilda. You can see the clock ticking away. Under 24 seconds remaining. Jones comes in to kick goal number 2. Gets it back to 30 points. Almost on the half-time break.
Well, we saw the Hawks turn around a similar deficit in the space of 15 minutes yesterday at the MCG, and for those reasons, they're certainly not out of this, the Kangaroos. St Kilda have been superb all day, but the Kangaroos have just shown some signs in this second quarter that if St Kilda just drop off 5%, they will be in for a real shock.
Aaron Hamill loose inside his defensive 50 just to ensure there's no more goals kicked this quarter.
So a real fight in this game, even though the difference is 5 goals. St Kilda hanging on another shocking bounce. Petrie got it out, but it's only gone as far as Hayes. Hayes goes short out to Burke. Burke looking inside, finds Hayes off the step, still outside 50, and go wide. Oh, around the body was beautiful play. And the sign went just before the mark in my mind, and the umpires picked it. Just held it a little bit too long, and Powell misses out at his shot of goal. But the Saints go in, and they should be pretty content at this stage of the game with a 30-point lead.
Well, the tackles for the quarter tell a bit of a story. Yeah, we saw the quarter-time spray from Dean Laidley. The Kangaroos laid 16 tackles that quarter to St Kilda's 7, which is pretty significant. So I think we've still got a contest here, boys. 30 points is the margin at half-time. It is the Saints, 13 goals, 381. The Kangaroos, 8-3, 51.
On what's happening with the Roos.
We were just saying off camera how we felt he's let us down last week getting suspended.
They actually look like they can kick better than you, some of these kids. Did you watch the goals?
Yes.
I reckon you're a great kid.
Canada Corner, 6:45 tonight.
Start of the second half. St Kilda by 30 points. Can the Kangaroos get themselves back into business? Another poor bounce in the middle. Hayes, first in, puts it out into disputed territory. Del Santo, who did pretty well in that first half of footy. The leading possession getter for the Saints with 14, in fact. Keeps it in play. Got it again. Brilliant. Inside 50. Gehrig! It was just a good old wrestle.
And that is the reason that they should continue to go to him. The highlights we showed at half-time suggested they'd lost this tendency to belt it in quickly. And top of the square, perhaps Glenn Archer just psyched him out of it a bit, but Fraser Gehrig demonstrated then. He's a powerful man, Jared.
Had the wedgie too.
Yeah, had an unusual grip on him, Glenn. As Gehrig comes in, kicks goal number 5.
Big effort by Fraser Gehrig, despite the fact of being held by the Continental grip.
Have a look at this.
He still made it. There it is.
It's the corns.
The wedgie. But Del Santo
jumped.
Exactly. Gave him a little bit of extra spring in the step. Del Santo also up to a great start. And Stevie Lawrence, Gary, excellent hands.
Good game.
So once again, Stephen Lawrence involved. Fraser Gehrig's kicked 5 goals, all at the Coventry end, or the right of screen. 4 in the first quarter, and now 1 in the third quarter to start hostilities. The perfect start for the Saints. Here's Black. Off the back of the pack, he puts it out wide in front of Montagna, who runs onto the ball nicely. Montagna looks up and kicks out to this man, Del Santo. Here's another find to Powell. Del Santo's 17th possession it was, and Gehrig will line up for goal number 7.
David King, Eddie, not right.
6.
Goal number 6. David King's not right. He's out there on that outer wing. He's playing on Lee Montagna at the moment. Wasn't able to go with him initially, but the play before as well, he trailed him pretty badly. I reckon he's going to struggle to see this game out.
So, Fraser Gehrig and Lawrence, who at times haven't been the coach's favourites, coming in from 45 metres out.
Right. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, he'll be shouting them tonight as Fraser kicks goal number 6.
A fantastic response, and it is fair to say there would have been a bit of a question mark over Fraser Gehrig's ability to handle or come back with Glenn Archer as an opponent, and he's done pretty well in the opening minutes, and also on this whole St Kilda side. It would have been a fair percentage of this crowd here today who would have expected the Kangaroos to open up the first 2 goals.
Saints have got to do, the Kangaroos have got to fix up their centre bounces. Porter's getting the tap, the Saints are taking it away.
Saints back out to 42 points because of that man there, Fraser Gehrig, having kicked both goals in this third quarter to register 6 for the game. Porter hit him on the back of the scon. They fight for it in the middle. You think the umpire will probably blow the whistle here. And we'll have another ball up. Anthony Stevens on the bottom.
Centre breaks despite Porter's dominance and height advantage, clearly favouring the Saints at 12-7, and they're yet to touch the footy, we believe, in this first quarter as the disposals there tell us.
3 minutes and 42 seconds into the third quarter, and the Kangaroos' first possession is there. Jones, can you believe that for a statistic? As Motlop launches from a long way.
Good second one.
And goals.
Daniel Motlop's got some talent too. He's made a few blues in this game. A couple of his decisions have just been left a little bit to be desired, but gee, when he gets the footy in his hands, he can make something happen. That was a lovely finish. The space out there to move in. Nick Rewalt positioned at half-back at the moment on his own. Lee Brown at half-back at the other end of the ground on his own.
So the margin is 6 goals. 15-3 plays 9-3. Great kicking a goal by both sides as Archer comes through. Sinclair trying to find some space, flicks it out. Powell intercepted over to Black. Good tackle from Porter. Here's a chance for Maguire. Caught one high and kept going, showing courage. He thumps it long, looking for Wolf. No, it'll come back. Yep, had a good look, the umpire there. And said the advantage was not that advantageous. So it'll come back, and Matthew Maguire will take the free kick from pretty much the centre of the Telstra Dome.
Archer's been moved off Gehrig. Watt has been given another crack at him, so he was the preferred choice.
And Gehrig is the man, the preferred option on this occasion. The ball just dropped short. Lawrence has done well. He got it out to Baker. Strong play by Motlop. Lawrence is sweating on him. Motlop looking for the boundary line. He ran over it. Wow. Throw in.
Would have upset a few Hawthorn fans, that one.
Don't even try and interpret that, Jared.
9-4, the free kick St Kilda's way for the match. The umpires have been pretty good today, except for one goal umpiring decision. It went the Saints' favour. Powell gets it out. Montagna for goal number 3. Can he nail it? No. Out on the full. Just didn't hit the right side of the ball there. Should have kicked that goal, Gehrig.
No doubt, Eddie. No doubt about that at all. It's just having a look at the stats page there, but yeah, he's going to take the chances, Lee Montagna.
Johnny Baird getting it in. Just the 2 disposals for Johnny Baird at this stage of the game. Lee Brown in the back pocket, transferring the play back over to Baird, who initiated the original start of this.
I just watched that race then. Daniel Wells and Xavier Clark. Clark can move. Wells put 10 metres on him. Is it a half-time sprint at the grand final?
Clayton, there should be.
Let's get on him if they're not playing.
Makepeace. Maybe the footy show could set that up, Ed.
Some other channel does the grand final.
Makepeace. Gee.
What numbers? Station of origin.
Brown. 0-1. King. Little chip over the top. Clayton running. Hudson. Desperate. Did he infringe? The umpire said no. Del Santo dancing his way out of traffic. Got the handball almost in basketball style. The slap it was as Hamill delivered wide. They fly. Maguire kept Brown on us. King is hurting. Baird, the double fister, searching for the boundary line, found it right in front of our own Michael Roberts, who refused to get in the way of Aaron Hamill.
Good to see he's recovered from the burns last week when the hairdryer blew up at Edward Beale's salon.
Failed to appear at the E.J. Whitten Legends game.
He pulled up a bit sore. Either that or they didn't have a mirror in the change rooms. The ball now kicked in the middle of the ground. Go on there, Robbo. He's enjoying today as Archer arches the back and kicks long into the forward 50. Out they come. Here's Petrie. Nice juggling act. Did it beautifully. Got it back to Clayton. Now Clayton needs to kick it long to the square or short to the pocket. He goes to the pocket. It's picked up by Jones. Jones high up and under. Don't tell me Jones has kicked a miracle goal. He hasn't. It's hit the post.
Almost went through and came back out.
Yeah, didn't it?
Probably should have gone inside on that occasion. Had Ben Robbins on his own, running inside 50.
Ball back in the play quickly for the Saints. Del Santo in the back pocket. And I guess for a defender getting 18 touches, not a bad effort, 3 marks. In amongst that, a couple of inside 50s as well. Black spots up Kazitsky. He marks. Hasn't had a lot of it, just the 5 or 6 touches today. Beckett and half-back marks. So St. Kilda methodical in their working of the ball forward here. Just placement and a lot of run and flow about it. Now they start to work it up to a bit of pace with the Baker kick to Hamill on the lead. Did well. Archer, the knee out was really good and did it well. Ended with a mark. Harvey just took it a little bit too easy in my book. Off to Clayton. But he still has the ball. Harvey over the top, beautifully weighted kick to Motlop, who took it one hand. Motlop centering ball. Wells can kick the goal, can run to 50. Didn't have the confidence to go on with it. Should have. Gives it off to Baird. He zigzags. Saints close from all directions. Long ball by Baird. Robbins, Hayes, and over the top. Kazitsky, the last man up. Over the line and the bounds.
That was tough work in the goal square.
Yeah, he almost got swallowed then. Ben Robbins, big Justin Kazitsky coming over the top.
Wells needed to get it in a little bit quicker. They had some loose men on the forward line. Here's a chance for Petrie. He had to get the kick away, otherwise it would have been a free kick. He bombs it forward and gets the behind. 2 goals, 3 today for Drew Petrie. Make it 1 goal, 3.
Aussie Jones in the full tracksuit, which would suggest that chances of seeing him again this afternoon may be a bit slim, or maybe they're just trying to keep him warm, but we believe just a bit of hamstring soreness, maybe back-related.
1 goal, 3 to Drew Petrie. Here's Baker. Brings it out. Beautiful kick. Now Clark can take off. And does. Cuts back inside. The kick was ordered. He had 4 Saints to hit, and he hit King. Look, he fell over. Now umpire calls play on. David King has had that sore knee today. Kicks it up and Frost takes a screamer. Now he plays on. Black can go out wide. At the Rewald. Rewald on the left foot just chips it forward. He was pushed off as he had the kick. And Rewald looks very sore to me today, boys. Jared, have you got any thoughts on that? Just let's have a look at the mark on Voss.
Yeah, it is a beauty. A great fly from Brett Voss, having a very good afternoon. I just reckon that Rewald's one of the few players that isn't firing all cylinders. Whether or not it's stiffness or soreness, I'm not sure. But I reckon he just looks certain. A perfect change. Kazitsky into the ruck and Rewald to centre half back.
Lawrence. Montagna lines up for goal. Got his third. He likes it. It's all to do with the umpire. Now it's there. Saints have got 3 in the third.
Well, he's one of the young fellas, Lee Montagna, who's been in and out of this side. From this point forward, they just have to play him in the seniors, give him some game time. And he's rewarded today with 3 goals. Again, it was Stephen Lawrence, whose work rate and presence down there has been first rate, in actual fact. And it's going to be very hard for the Kangaroos from this point forward. The Saints have just been really consistent and risen to this challenge pretty impressively.
Lee Montagna puts the Saints 40 points up. It's going to take something from here for the Kangaroos to come back, especially with Harvey getting it out to Hayes. Beautiful football to Peckett. The leaders from Gehrig in the pocket. He's got there, Gehrig. He almost held the mark. Another chance here for Wolf. They're strong in the forward line today. That one's been pushed off the ball with Wolf and Lawrence and Gehrig back there. Hayes, back to Peckett. Gives it off to Black. Back onto the left foot. Black now runs into trouble. Now he kicks it out wide to the pocket. Lawrence and Makepeace did well to get the hand on the ball over the line and out of bounds.
It's a good point you've made, Ed, about the just the stiffening up of that forward line. Lawrence has done particularly well, and Gary, let's have a look at some of those figures.
Well, the Kangaroos, traditionally, this has been their best quarter for the year. Won 7, lost 8, but they won their better quarters, but they're not panning out that way.
Roos out of trouble momentarily. Jones kicked a couple today. Daniel Wells needs a good bit of game time. Sinclair will be run down from behind. Maguire's got to be dropping the ball umpire. It can't be anything else. When you tackle and dispossess a player from behind, it cannot be any other decision.
And he's hurt too, Sinclair.
Yeah. Indiscriminate swing with his foot trying to kick the ball in mid-air.
Free kick downfield here, I think.
Yep.
The other umpire has come down and said, no, we will pay that free kick. So the tackle, Gary, originally that they didn't pay, has now been paid in a late decision. The umpire off the ball. Quite late. Kick to Gehrig. Voss, he was hunted in the head area. Gehrig backed out of the pack. Like he was walking out of the garage and pulling the roller door down there, Fraser.
Stand by as Jess Sinclair comes off for a free kick from the first quarter. About to be paid the next 10 seconds. There's Ben Robbins also getting hurt. Jess Sinclair, that's what the free kick's for, boys. Yep, right there.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you, Brian.
Robbins, you're a marvel. Montagna.
So the umpire, we all make mistakes.
Hayes. They're supposed to make less than any of us, though. Brown through the middle. Daniel Motlop. Petrie. Mark got a bit of a clip on the nose as well. Or was that just a bit of work to make it look better? He has kicked 1 goal 3 today, so this is no certainty.
Been a good battle, this one, between Petrie and Kazitsky. And they're 2 of the emerging tools in the competition.
Absolute logie there, no doubt about that. Drew, no one got near your face.
Got a fingernail there that just might have been one of those little scratchy ones, Brian.
Bit of House of Bulger about that one, wasn't he?
He hasn't even attended to anything on his face since he was given the mark. 20 minutes out directly in front for his second goal. 2 goals 3 today for the big fella, number 20, Petrie.
Good quick movement through the middle of the ground, and a long, long ball in has paid dividends once again. Just have a look at this one.
Wasn't a great cross, though, was it? Good interception by Leroy, though, the anvil.
Yeah, and good hard running. You got your defender right where you want him there. Oh, there's that little nasty scratch to the left nostril. They can sting a bit, Brian.
Saints are dominating inside 50 with 12 marks to 7. But Petrie was able to pull one in on that occasion, and the margin is back to 34 points. 11 minutes to go. Well, the Kangaroos are going to have to put a run on here. They've put 3 together in a row in the third quarter, but they were answered by a late goal for the Saints. But here's Shannon Brandt.
Oh, good kick.
Lovely kick. Clayton needs to go back and kick a goal. The distance might just test him. He'll need to kick it from right on 50. Does tend to kick floaters. Clayton. King wants it. He doesn't. He kicks big ones. And King comes in and drives it for a point. Nicky Roberts.
Yes, Ed, keep an eye on Nick Rewalt. Got smashed on the outer side over there. The doctor's been out to him. He is limping. And the Kangaroos, as you know, have lost Robbins. He's in a lot of pain down here. Also Sinclair, both with leg injuries.
Michael Roberts there at boundary level. Kazitsky flies and marks. Bit off the ball there as well. He plays on immediately, kicks it to the vacant half-forward line, where Wolf comes out and meets the ball. Shows a turn of speed, Wolf as well. The recovery good. Lawrence. Baird was hassling, wanted the appeal for the out-of-bounds deliberate. Never on. As we take a look at those winning the aerial duels today, and they've all been St. Kilda's way. Fraser Gehrig, 8 marks. He's kicked 6 goals up there from those 8 marks. Clayton, little give. Simpson. The build here from the Roos through the midfield is good. Wells goes wide, finds a loose man in Grant. Got a bit of time. Stevens, it is in fact, out there, hits Harding on the lead. Now that's too far for Lee to score. Lee Harding, the leading goal scorer for the Roos this year. Kick to the pocket, and Motlop marks. 30 metres out, he can go over the top to Jones. Jones will need to kick this out there. It's a goal anyway. It's got to come back though, does it? Motlop has got his second.
Here they come again, the Kangas. Pretty much typical of the way they go about it. Just when you think they're down and out and gone, they keep coming. One of the ways that they've got back into this game is they've just rejigged their forward line a little bit.
Tell us if he meant this, Gary.
No chance. He's going for the centre over here. I think you'll see Corey Jones coming in, but it's gone through. It's worth 6 points. They've pushed all their forwards up the ground. They've been able to turn their defenders around once or twice, and it's starting to pay dividends.
Blake's gone into the square, Maguire off. So Blake, who was a ruck rover last year, is now a ruckman.
27 points.
Did it well.
Baker, high up and under. A mark can be taken here. Oh, good mark. Ross has been sensational in the air today. How good a mark was that?
Some confidence about this bloke, I reckon, at the moment.
Kicks it out wide. Jones on the ground. The tracksuit is off. The little chip kick forward. Lawrence comes out. Good play by Brown. Just put it straight down the throat of Makepeace, and now the Kangaroos go. The last kick forward from Stevens was a beauty. That one wasn't so flash. Over the head of the pack and over the line and out of bounds. She'll throw it at half-forward flank. 27 points of difference.
And a bit of a chance here, the Kangaroos. I reckon the work rate for the Saints just dropped off a little bit. Baker coming off. They'll do some rotations, probably get ball back onto the ground. But going into the forward line there, just not enough movement from their tools.
Need to be within 4 goals at three-quarter time as Burke comes back on.
Closest margin since the 16-minute mark of the first quarter, Ed.
Absolutely. Baker goes to the bench. Stevens had to get the kick away because he grabbed that out of the ruck. Hard at it. Guess who? Stevens had it. Had 2 positions in a row. Good tackle, though, by Peckett. It comes out the Voss, who's been very good today. His kickers are high up and under. Kangas have got the numbers. Well fought, though, by Hamill. Kept in play. Umpire said play on. Now Rawlings, who's been quiet today. Handballs away. Simpson looks up. Nothing on. He has to go short, and he does. And finds Makepeace. Next handball is important. Now, Brady Rawlings needs to go out wide and does. Motlop's on in the pocket. If Jones can get it over the top, he can't. He's closed down. Now Baird runs forward. Jones says, I'll have a shot myself. He kicks a goal. Great stuff there. Magnificent play by Maxie Hodgson. Right on the line. Saved the day.
Absolutely sensational. Harding, Gerard. Perhaps could have shepherded a one through.
Boy. Important touch, Makepeace. They're coming, the Roos. Kicked 3 of the last 4 goals. And they are on the march here. There's a lot of run through the midfield. Rocker slots up Clayton.
First kick for Sav.
Can't kick the journey from here, I don't think. The lead into the pocket, Harding. Motlop! Motlop has kicked 2 goals in this third quarter, and it's a chance to kick his second in a row.
Space in that forward line again, Brian, on that occasion. He gave 1 lead, and it was ignored. In fact, it was Harding, the player, that gave the lead and was ignored. Went back again, plenty of space. I think the kick was for Harding, but Motlop chopped it off.
Motlop to get them within 21 points. Kick on the way. In fact, 19 points. Motlop. Try again. The Roos are within 20.
Well, it's been a good fight back. Harding coming from the ground, but the likes of Daniel Wells and Motlop have given them a lift. They've put Petrie into the ruck, and they've gone a lot smaller in the forward line. Big Sav's down there, but as soon as the ball is in dispute, he just drags his opponent, Kazitsky, up the ground. And then the runners going forward towards the goals. They've got Harvey down there. They've got Shannon Grant down there, Gary, and they've got Simpson playing at centre-half forward. So they've gone small, and it's working.
Kangaroos have had the last 5 scoring shots of the game. They've kicked 3 goals, 2, and the margin is back to 20 points. At one stage, at the 10.5-minute mark, the Saints led by 42 points. We've been playing 21 minutes, and it's 20 points. Out comes Hobson, but again, Clayton is there. Kangaroos have got the numbers. Clayton just kicks off the side of the boot with a touch play on. No mark has been paid. Ball good kick out. Motlop's the man. The Mercurial man. He takes it. He's got Kangas on everywhere. One of them is Harvey. He takes the mark. Harvey looked inside for a moment. He said, no, I'll go back and take my kick to make the margin 14 points. We've still got 6.5 minutes left in the game. Look at this from Daniel Motlop.
Congratulations to him, to Daniel Motlop too, because he was struggling early in this game. Made a couple of blues, but Dean Laidley has shown plenty of faith in him. And you're right, he and Wells have really started to have an impact. Harvey's taken Nathan Burke to the goal square to see whether the old fella can play full back. I think I'd rather Brent Harvey on the lead from that position. So Dean Laidley's coached well here.
Harvey's kicked 1 point for the game. A vital kick is on its way. He's now kicked 1 run for the game. It's a 14-point ball game. The Kangas are pumped.
Well, he's been pretty quiet by his own lofty standards. They've kicked 4 in a row now, the Kangaroos. Brent Harvey's just had the 10 touches. Baker has done a terrific job on him, but Baker's off on the interchange bench at the moment.
A magnificent comeback. We always thought that the Kangaroos had something there that they were going to do. The Saints started this quarter so well that they looked like they were just going to steamroll. Not to be. We've got a great game.
Closest margin since the 3-minute mark of the first quarter. 14 points, kicked 4 in a row, 4 of the last 5 goals, the Roos, and they are on the march, and you get the feeling things are really going their way at the moment. Motlop has set them alight in this third quarter. Jones has had to come back on with a risky hamstring, and the presentation to Rewall was perfect. And he'll line up to stem the flow of goals, and he's not feeling all that good either.
Del Santo coming off and Powell on for the Saints. Harding on for Shannon Grant for the Kangas.
Big kick, this one. Really big kick. The centre clearance is so important. And one of the few times they got it out of the centre clearances in recent times. And he's had a very quiet day, is Big Nick.
Just 3 kicks for Nick Rewald today in amongst his 7 possessions. Here he comes, 35 out directly in front. No sun. Beautiful looking kick. True young professional. A saving goal for the Saints.
It's gone to centre-half forward, Nick Rewald. He's been all over the place today. Stephen Lawrence comes to the interchange bench. He would be weary the way he's played. Fair replacement coming on for him, Rob Harvey. But Nick Rewald in the ruck at half-back. He's now sort of settled inside 50. Lee Brown, his opponent. Good spot to have him.
Clark on Wells in the forward line, and we know Clark's a pretty attacking defender. Now's the time to be very defensive.
20 scoring shots apiece, but the Saints with 17 goals to the Kangaroos 13, a lead by the margin of 20 points. Out of the centre, Powell just on, showed his strength to Ball, who just slapped it on the left boot. Rewald labouring behind Brown at the moment. Brown picks it up, does well, gets the handball away. King's kick is around the boundary line and bounces just inside. He's picked up about 55 metres, and Motlop did it beautifully. Pushed him in the side. He kicks forward up towards Jones over the head. Motlop will have another go here. He gets a little toe break on it. They'll have a ball. Jared Newton was in the back. Free kick going to the Kangas. Hang on a second, it's not all over.
Doesn't matter what we think up here. The umpire, the man in orange, has given the Kangaroos another shot at goal, and Sav gets a chance to have an impact.
Have a look at this, boys.
Hook the ball under here.
Clark, yeah, well, it's against Hodgson for locking it up.
Good decision, that one.
Yep, and Sav Rocker, who has had 1 kick for the day. 1 kick, 1 handball, 1 mark for... No, I'll take that back. 1 kick, that's it.
Yeah, just overstating Sav's output today.
We spent a bit of time on the Pine, has Severio. What a player he's been. He has kicked 627 career goals. He's at 75% this season. It's an important kick. And Sav spits the middle. Stands tall. The Kangas come back again.
That was a great kick for goal by Sav Rocker.
Yep.
Obviously, having kicked the amount of goals that he has in his career, he knew exactly what he was doing. And the free kick there, in years gone by, that was allowed. Players are encouraged to jump on there and help lock it in, but they'll wake up to it now. And this one just drifted beautifully from right to left, right through the middle of the goals.
Kicked 6 of the last 8 goals, the Kangaroos, and they're on fire, and they're within 14 points.
And Brian, the Saints have gone with their A division in the middle. Harvey, Powell and Lenny Hayes.
Rewald off to the interchange bench. He hasn't been right all day.
And just over 4 minutes remaining in this third quarter as Rewald comes from the ground. We mentioned straight onto the phone, but he has some sort of injury there as well. Del Santo comes on.
He's stiff, isn't he? Just a running half. He couldn't catch Lee Brown before. Inside 50s, Kangaroo 10, and they've kicked 6 goals for. They've scored from each of the inside 50s.
Harvey driving ball inside 50. Wolf flies at the back of the pack. Gehrig can get hold of the ball and kick goal number 7, can he? Had to handball out in front. Couldn't take them on. Did well, Watt. Stevens working close to the boundary line. Kick into the man. Hamill spots up. Finds. Ball. Ball marks within range. Another chance for the Saints.
4 goals, 5 for the year for young Ball.
And he is all silk. You'd be surprised if he doesn't go back and sink this one. He's only a young man. He's had a big impact at the early part of the season. Went back to the 2s. He's back in the side, and he's going to be just one of those gifted players. Hopefully will serve St Kilda for over a decade.
Playing in his 10th career game. Comes in to get the Saints 20 points back in front. Kick on the way. Good mature kick from a youngster.
A fair bit of pressure, a fair bit riding on that kick, Gary. The lead out now to 20 points. And that ball looked awfully close to being out, but the benefit out to the player.
Very timely, Jared, it was. Nice composure. The smother was all important from Montagna. So the young blokes here for the Saints starting to, well, a few games under their belt, have an influence.
So the Saints have answered the challenge. The last 4 goals have been goal for goal. Kangas kicked 4 in a row. Rewald stepped in and took a mark and kicked the goal. Then Rocket for the Kangas. Then Ball. Next one is all important. We're under 3 minutes left in the quarter. Beautiful charge down there by Jones, who couldn't pick the ball up. Picked up by Black now, comes it forward. Oh, it's a big 50-50, and you're always back Stevens to go hard. We got the tackle too high against Hayes. He picks it up straight away and kicks out to Clayton. Clayton has got Brown running inside. He ignores him. Now he gives it off. Now Brown can go all the way. Beautiful smother. That was magnificent from Blake. Back in they go. Ball spins out of it beautifully. Finds some space. Kicks it long. Gehrig! Fraser Gehrig! The magical mullet has kicked 6 goals, 1 today. 4 in the first quarter, 2 this quarter, but it all started there. Jason Blake, stand tall, the boy from Bow Morris, who grew up in the shadows of the old Moorabbin stands. Might have just saved the day for the Saints. They lead by 20 points. Gehrig has been deadly. 6 goals, 1. He comes in. Left foot shot is on its way. It's bending, bending, bending. Not enough. 6 goals, 2. The door is still ajar for the Kangaroos.
Great to see James Blake having an impact. He's got a huge motor. He's a gifted runner, and he's a fair player. And we know the Saints have got that predicament with their ruck position, and well, Grant Thomas has just said, well, we can go with some moderately tall midfielders.
Well, they've trimmed 9 points off the half-time margin here, the Kangaroos, that they worn themselves out in the process. Have they got anything left in the last quarter? Simpson, by the way, this third quarter's not over yet as they go forward, and Harding marks. 1:40 left. Harding marks. And another opportunity at goal would be his second if he converted.
And this will hurt Fraser Gehrig, who's been so good today, but that last shot at goal, we said it left the door open. It's meant to be kicked open if Harding can nail this.
Hold your breath. Hold your breath with Lee Harding.
27 goals for the year for Lee Harding, their leading goal kicker. In he comes, 40 metres. He likes it. He likes it. It's a goal. He's got his second.
Never in doubt, Jared. Just went back and coolly slotted it through the middle. If you reckon the 50-50 ball is not important at the moment, whichever side wins possession in the middle of the ground when they go forward, they looked likely to score, and that, on that occasion, probably a bit fortuitous. It wasn't the greatest of kicks, but this one was absolutely beautiful.
Can I breathe now?
Oh, it's good.
Nick Rewalt. Well, they'd rather him be on the ground than on the Tour de France, but unfortunately, he's on the bike at the moment. Harding's goal makes the difference, 15 points. And Fraser Gehrig has been so good, but it's an 11-point turnaround from that missed goal. Chance for the Saints again, but gee, the momentum's just swung a little bit the Kangaroos' way. Hard body standing up in the last minute of the third quarter.
Been a good game. I'd say the same for the centre bouncing, to be honest.
I reckon the coach needs a win too, Grant Thomas. He's always under scrutiny. He just about had the crowd with him, I think, 4 weeks ago, but now it's in dispute. Needs a win.
Needs a centre break. Good play by Jones. Desperate stuff. Blake got a hand on it. Harvey. Clayton got it forward. Clark does well. Oh, scored beautifully by Jones. Snapshot is wide. Right under the Crazy John sign. You heard it go bang. Point. 14 points the difference. 23 seconds on the clock.
Daniel Wells is one of the best tacklers I think I've seen for a long, long time.
International rules prospect, Gary.
Don't speak out of school, Jared.
You're asking the question.
2 goals, 3 to Corey Jones. The 3 behinds all this quarter.
And you got to listen to you two, and you can name the whole side by this time of the year.
How is the All-Australian going there, Jared, at the moment?
Fully selected, Ed, I think. Is that right, Jared?
Well, not if you take Gary's thoughts into it.
Okay, ball out wide. You get the feeling, a little bit of animosity between our 2 All-Australian selectors.
I'm not a selector, Brian. Let's get your facts right before you start throwing from stones around. Kangaroos, after 15 rounds, 8 wins, 6 losses and a draw. The Saints could narrow the gap.
You were part of that honky-tonk other thing, the international series there, Gary.
But you've been desperate to get on for 3.5 years.
Clayton, give me a look in this year. Time running out, seconds expiring. Third quarter, what a quarter. 12 goals kicked in the third quarter by both sides. The Kangaroos had the better of it. They kicked 7 of them at one stage. During that quarter, they got it to 14. It went back out to 20. And at three-quarter time, it is back within 14 points. St. Kilda led by 30 points at half-time. It is now just a 14-point lead. At one stage, the margin was a massive 42 points.
Yep.
St. Kilda, 18-4, 112. Kangaroos, 15-8, 98.
The chicks behind the big sticks. Living with Footballers, tonight at 9 on Fox Footy Channel.
The margin is 14 points as we start this last quarter. The Saints led by 42 points. 10 minutes and 45 seconds into the third term. But here's Hayes with the ball for the Saints.
Driving kick. Wolf presents nicely. Baird over the top. One at the back. At a touch of the fumbles. Archer, since going back, has looked solid. Baird, what do I do? Give it back to this man here, Archer, along the line. So under pressure, the Roos not going far. Powell, the tough bump. Lenny Hayes, the hard ball get. Wolf in there as well. Peeling for the free kick. Powell was first in, nothing on offer. He's spoiled by Maguire. A lot of 1%ers in this passage of play. And that's indicative of what we're going to get in the last quarter. We're in for a cracking contest.
Boundary umpire's gone A over T out here and he's limping. He's struggling. He was running backwards. He'll have to report himself out here on the Docklands wing.
Lee Brown's gone from centre-half back to centre-half forward and dragged Rewald with him.
Stevens has been busy already in this quarter. Well, you can't see the scoreboard here at Telstra Dome. The sun is not bright.
Or the game.
Rewald is labouring. He really is, and Lee Brown knows. That's why he's on the charge.
The kick comes out. Beautiful mark taken by Voss. Had to really back himself for courage there and didn't let himself or his team down. He comes out the Rewald. Now, no one has led this way. So the kick was just slapped onto the boot. It might come back. King gets across. King loves these goals from 45 metres out. He bends it back. It's coming back. It's coming back. It's not come back enough.
Well, Gary, that was perhaps the worst thing I've seen Nick Rewald do on a football ground.
Yeah, I think get him off, Jared, and Lee Brown. The Kangaroos should identify the fact that he's struggling as well, and if Brown can get him to the goal square as often as he can, I think Grant Thomas's hand will be forced.
Well, they've got both Blake and Maguire out there. They could perhaps just drag one of them off. Obviously, Rewald off, and one of the others will have to play that tall position on Leroy Brown.
And Lawrence is the other player on the bench who's been so good today.
Yep.
Yeah, he would have spent plenty of petrol tickets early. Perhaps he's just going to come on after 5 or 10 minutes and have another go at it as he only knows how to.
So they're within 13 points here, the Kangaroos. Harvey. Run down, still got the kick away. Good mark taken by Simpson. On half back to the Roos.
Simpson and Grant, they're the players that have got the Kangaroos over the line so often. I reckon their opponents really need to clamp down on them in this last quarter.
Driving ball along the line. Flying high, Petrie marks. Against Voss, who also has been good.
Since Petrie went into the ruck, this game has turned around.
Petrie, ball to centre half forward is good. Robbins will mark, got a heavy knock early.
The signs aren't good for the Saints.
Play on, low ball, Valentin's target, Brown, Rewald. Might have infringed, nothing. Corey Jones runs in, picks it up, kicks the goal. Jones has got 3. Roos are coming.
Great
Got to get Rewald
effort. The runner speaking to Nick Rewald at the moment. It was a courageous effort. You watched him grit his teeth here. And a great effort by Lee Brown, who was able to stand his ground, force the ball back into a dangerous area, and a lovely finish from Corey Jones. First goal. So important. He's been pretty good too, Jones. Been pretty lively.
Rewald, if he's going to stay on, I reckon it's got to go the goal square, and Gehrig up the ground.
7-point ball game. This is as close as it has been since the 3rd-minute mark of the first quarter. The Saints have let go a 42-point lead at the 11-minute mark of the 3rd, and here come the Kangas again. And it comes a chance for Motlop. He flicks it forward to Simpson. Simpson on the right boot, kicks to the goal square. Rucker's there, but a beautiful mark taken by Kosicki.
Great mark under pressure.
Did it beautifully. Plays on though. Pushed as he took his kick. It's going to come off, is it, to Rewald? Oh, Jones was magnificent. Simpson gets it back in. They got the numbers here, the Kangas. It's Bills to Grant. You want to get onto the left boot. Flicks it out to the Mercurial Motlop. He dribbles a point.
Jones was knocked out behind play too, Ed.
Motlop has kicked 2 goals, 1, and Jones was so brave. Look at this. Bang!
That is a good hit. That is 2 great efforts there. Jones to keep his eyes on the footy, and Rewald, who we know is labouring a bit, to run hard and straight at it.
It's a goal the difference at the Dome.
It is indeed. The Roos, as Corey Jones comes off the hands of the doctor there. Welsh will come on. In the middle, Hamill. Hayes, Harvey, Maguire, the build-up, the bounce, the run inside 50 for the Saints. Maguire missed. The minor score, 7-point advantage for St Kilda.
Saints did lead the game at the 12-minute mark of the second term by 48 points. But 42 points, as I said, at the 10 3/4-minute mark of the 3rd term. It's now 7 points the difference, and number 7 for the Kangas has it. That's Simpson, who has lifted. Simpson now on the left boot, up the line. Motlop's going to mark this one. Couldn't hold it, came down to Black, over to Montagna. Montagna sees them lining up in the centre of the ground and finds a target in Hayes. Hayes looks up, a lot of blue jumpers. Wolf wants it in the pocket, he goes to Gehrig. Gehrig flies, couldn't quite hold the mark. In fact, it was beautifully smothered there by Watt over the line out of bounds, throw in.
Saints' second halves have not been great this year. They have won 2 and lost 13 for the season. So that would be a worry for St Kilda supporters at the moment.
Well, they lost the 3rd quarter, Gary, by 16 points. And currently, they're getting beaten in this quarter by 7. Del Santo, Peckett, long kick is a good one. Didn't quite have enough on it to go to the top of that little pack of Robbins. Archer gets it out to King. The old names are firing for the Kangaroos. Motlop does well to push his opponent out of the way. Here's Rewald, gets the handball going nicely. Peckett can now reload and have another go. Wolf is the man in the pocket. He gives it off to Black. Black goes long, looking for Gehrig from behind. He flies, can't hold the mark. Keeps his feet there. Gehrig for goal number 7, ready to Wolf. And you're in trouble. Gone. Dropping the ball, says the umpire. Free kick, Kangaroos.
Unbelievable.
Oh! 50 metres. Fraser Gehrig has played so well today, but has given up a 50-metre penalty at the worst possible time as the momentum starts to swing the way of the Kangaroos.
Fraser and Hamill back behind play. Just keep an eye on that if you wouldn't mind, Brian.
Well, they're matched up on each other now, Gary, so that could be very interesting in this last quarter. Hamill and Archer playing on each other.
And Petrie again was the man who forced the turnover.
Short ball to Stevens, 7-point ball game here in favour of the Saints. Can they hang on? Been in front all day. Kangaroos have not led at any stage in this game as Harvey shrugs the tackle. Grant over the top, setting up Harvey. Runs the boundary line. Squaring ball. Harding marks in the pocket. Will go back and set sail for home, looking for his third goal. Lee Harding. Have a look at this. Fraser Gehrig might be having a bit of a spell for that one, I would suggest.
That is so dumb.
That's a left hook to the jaw.
Well, it's going to cost them potentially a goal, more importantly, and maybe games, who knows.
Now, have a look at the way he holds the ball with the laces in, Brian.
Yep, there's a few that do it. Crediuk won at the Bulldogs, don't know why.
One of the great goal kickers.
He is one of the great fullbacks of all time. Harding has got it. Kick free. Win a point, the Kangaroos.
Don't ever give up on the Kangaroos, Jared, and we are not geniuses here in the commentary box, but we know the Kangaroo spirit, and you just say you never give them away. Even at 48 points, I think it got out to at one stage, you still knew that they would give a terrific, honest effort, and now within a point, and it is all before St Kilda to turn this around, and Fraser Gehrig, well, may you shake your head, you've been very good. Silly mistake.
It's a point the difference, and the Kangaroos have kicked the last 3 goals of the game. Harding got one at the 31-minute mark of the third quarter. Jones and Harding in the opening of this quarter, but out of the centre comes Powell. The Saints have led all day. They now lead by just 1 point, having led by 48. Brown robs Gehrig and kicks up the line to Shannon Grant. Grant's got Simpson on. He kicks it out in front of him. Simpson can run onto it. He gets a time bounce. Now he gets the ball. Breaks the tackle. Simpson back on the left leg from 50 metres out. It's a shocker. He's put it out of bounds on the 4. Voss in the back pocket for St Kilda to relieve. Burke on for the Saints, by the way, in the record-equaling performance, and he might get this kick.
Well, I'm not sure whether Nathan Burke's going to win them the game, but perhaps the inspiration of having him out there might just shake them up a little bit, the Saints, because right now it is slipping away from them.
Voss short to Powell. Powell high up and under the centre wing, more hopeful than anything else, but Kaczynski does the right thing. Off a step, the kick was smothered. Now the charge is on. Archer versus Hamill. Look at that for a wrestling match. Player on his Harvey gets it out. Good play inside from Blake. Better play by Grant, who really has stood up and has a bounce.
Off half back, here go the Roos. Wells controls the ball at centre half back. Need to work it forward with some poise here. King out wide has found Motlop, the man of the moment. The third quarter was absolutely dynamic with 3 goals. Kick further afield to Harding, who's also got 3 goals. And he marks, but I would think just out of range. Lee Harding from the boundary line. Remember, the Roos have not led at any stage in this game. They trail by a point. Wolf off, Lawrence on. Here we go. Lee Harding to put the Kangaroos in front at the business end of this game. Harding, Brown offers the lead. He ignores all comers, so he's confident. Kick on the way. As the minor scores. Scores are level. Scores are level with 12 minutes remaining in the game.
Lee Brown led to 40 metres out and had 20 metres either side of him.
Robbo, down on the boundary line, the St Kilda bench, what are their options?
Well, they've got young Maguire there. Luke Ball, obviously having a bit of a stretch, and Ozzie Jones also ready to come, if he's able to come on with that hamstring.
Luke Ball would look to the obvious one, Gary, to come on to give him some run.
They do need some drive, but they also need to kick some goals, Jared. I don't think they're going to stop the Kangaroos from kicking at least another 2 or 3, so they are going to have to find at least 2 goals.
Lawrence wants it long. Greenwald has the ball on centre wing, scores the level. The Saints have not been in front. They've been in front since the first minute of the game. They have not conceded the lead at any stage in this match, and Lawrence presented himself and got the free kick. What a game he's played. Lawrence now, not much option. Have a look, it's called play on. He's only got Gehrig at full forward. He's 75 metres away. Thumps it high in the air. Now, any one of about 5 Kangaroos can mark this. Where were the St Kilda players?
This bloke's turned it around, though. He just sat in the right position. None of the Saints went forward to make a contest.
All right, here's one for Wells. He has to beat Lawrence. He shot him in the back, and the umpire said, all right.
He's getting better and better each week too, this bloke.
Once again, these players are starting to be dog-tired out there as Ozzy Jones comes on for Montagna.
Taking the risk, I'd say, just throwing it all up.
Well, he's been a magnificent player today, Ozzy Jones. Kangaroos now setting it up. They've got the whip hand at the moment, you feel, as Lee Brown looks up, could go short. Not that short, though. Harvey went one-handed, but he picked it up eventually, got it out to Stevens, facing the right way, and suddenly the Kangaroos are all on. It goes out right to Brady Rawlings. Rawlings got an option in the pocket. He said, no, I'll go back and I'll have a shot.
A lot of pointing going on amongst the St Kilda players. Not a lot of running, but a lot of pointing.
Yep. Jared, they almost had 18 players in a half of the ground, yet there were still 2 Kangaroos on their own.
And I'll tell you what, there's still Kangaroos loose here.
Got all these leaders on, though, Grant Thomas. We spoke about who's on and off the bench for the Saints, but, you know, the Burke and these players that have come on are all leaders in this situation. Is that the thing you want at this time?
You want your players are going to win you the game.
14 points they led by a three-quarter time, and started without Lawrence, who was a very good player in this game. Do you really just throw it in and try and get the first couple?
As we have a look at this end, I'll answer that.
Rawlings kicks the big goal, and the Kangas hit the front! First time for the day!
Yes, well, Stephen Lawrence might have been able to start on the ground and give them a bit of bite, but they need to do something now, the Saints, in a big, big way. It is looking like another 4 or 5 goals. They kicked the last 4, the Kangaroos, and they are looking like kicking another 4 unless what the Saints need to do is believe they can still win this, Jared, and to do that they need to kick this next goal. Otherwise they're in danger of being run over the top of by 4 or 5.
All right, the Kangaroos by 6 points. Under 10 minutes remaining. Centre clearance of utmost importance here for the Saints to hang in there. Who's going to win it? Powell. Stevens just worked harder than anyone else. Bullocked it out of the middle. No one wide. Saints should run it down before the boundary line. Black. Next kick is important. Black. Ball up the line. Blake's there. In front, Simpson.
All the big senior guns have stood up for the Kangas, and people wonder why they're a good side.
Simpson. Ball stolen by Hamill. Can get it to Gehrig. Gehrig is marked. 15 metres out. 45-degree angle. And has kicked 6 today.
Well, what I was going to say is their senior players are the best going around, and that is a good sign to see Hamill get one to Gehrig when it's in the balance. So Simpson's been great, Grant, King, Harvey also, but now
To
Fraser
tie
Gehrig.
it up, Gary. To tie it up with goal number 7 from Fraser. He gave away a 50, but he's got back a goal here. The Saints are level again.
Brilliant intercept by the captain in Aaron Hamill. He's been a bit quiet the last 15 or so minutes of play, and he's had a big impact with that one. They've made some structural changes. Rewald's gone to full-back onto Sav Rocker, and Kazitsky's gone to the other end of the ground. He now is on Leroy Brown, but Kazitsky is the one dictating play this time, not Brown.
They've got the belief back now, Jared. They think they're a chance again.
So Fraser Gehrig, well, it looked like he'd blotted his copybook, but he's come back hard, kicked the goal. Aaron Hamill, the intercept on Simpson's kick was a beauty, and scores are level with 8 minutes 53 left on the clock. First goal for the Saints since the 28-minute mark of the third quarter, and out they come again. King for the Kangaroos, gets onto the right foot, touch play on. Jones, quick hands to Black, out to Burke. What a game it'll be for him to remember. The one that he equaled Stewie Lowe's record. He punts it out towards Black, who wants the boundary line and finds it. Throw in.
Just the one thing I reckon, Gary, from the Kangaroos' perspective is that they are far better at playing man-on-man footy when the Saints have got it rather than the reverse.
But a long time between drinks for the Saints, since 97 for a win over the Kangas. Harvey gets it up to Blake, who's tackled. Brown says the umpire, good decision. Here's King, fending off tackles left, right, and centre. He gets it out to Simpson. Simpson looks up and decides to carry the ball. Now he gets a lead from Rocker. He wants to keep going. He might go all the way here, Simpson. That's 4 bounces. He runs around Burke. He'll have the shot. Just got his tip on the ball. Here's Grant on his left foot. If he can pick it up, he does. He gets the handball going, but it's picked up by Harvey. Out to Clark. Clark to Powell. Back to Clark. Intercepted. Beautiful play by Wells, who misses, but puts them in front by a point.
How did he keep his feet there, Wells?
Unbelievable game of footy.
See, they're away then, and they're away again, the Saints.
Jones has seen Rewalt, but he'll have to come back and do it all over again. The goal umpire hadn't finished waving the...
Jeez, it was a split decision.
The white fluffy flag.
Important one too, Jared.
Umpire looked like he'd finished off flag waving for these set of eyes.
Not with a square up because there was a controversial kick. We'll have a look at that in a moment.
Kangaroos, bar point. 7 minutes 40 remaining in the game. Aussie Jones with a crucial kick back into play. Looking there for Rewalt, and he marks. He does it all over again, except this time it's contested.
That was a great one.
Bit of heartburn shown here. Big Sam had to get a fist on that.
Rewalt from half back. The Saints have been in charge of this game all day. He retreats.
On the outer wing.
Finds Voss. And as Jared mentioned, there it is. Black can run off half back. Here comes King. It was Harding trying to run him down, in fact. Black squeezed the handball to Jones. Sold it on him beautifully, Aussie. Kicks out wide looking for Blake. Blake couldn't get to it. Bad kick in the end. So the boundary throw in centre wing.
What the Kangaroos have done really well in recent times is get players back. Let's have a look at this one.
This was the 32-minute mark of the first quarter when Stevie Lawrence kicked one over his head. We thought it hit the post. They argued forever, but it was given a goal. And boy, has that become a vital incident in this game. Scores a point the difference. Kangaroos in front. Here they go again. This bloke has been sensational. Anthony Stevens kicks it. The rocket!
Well, that is better from Big Sam. He missed an opportunity to punch one back inside 50 only moments ago. But he presented himself really well, and the big names, the big senior players of the Kangaroos continue to push up and have been given great support today by Motlop and Wells in their forward half of the ground.
Rewalt looks as sore as you like out there, and you'll hurt even more if Sav puts this one through the goals. He's had 2 kicks today, Severio Rocker. One of them has been a beautiful goal. You be the goal umpire as Sav Rocker lines up from outside 50. The kick is on its way. Sav Rocker puts the Roos 7 points in front.
What a kick, Jared. And Jones comes back on, Robbins comes off, so another dangerous forward. Stevens pushing up to the footy. The work rate has been just superb in this last quarter. And Grant 26 touches, Simpson 25, Stevens 19. 3 guns.
Kangaroos by 7 points. Have kicked 5 of the last 6 goals. Have kicked 4 goals to 1 in this final quarter of the Roos. Packett. Round the body. Aussie Jones got a bit of space to run to. Needs a good bounce. Got that. Gains control. Delivery. Jones takes on Stevens. A bounce. 60 metres out. He looks for Gehrig. It's delivery. Gehrig lands in the identical position to where he kicked the goal moments ago. This to get the Saints back within a point.
Well, Aussie Jones was just superb then. Not only did he run the space, he dictated. He was thinking for Fraser Gehrig 5 seconds ahead of Gehrig, held the ball, made sure Gehrig came back into the middle. There's a couple of interchange, Robbo.
Yeah, Powell and Kaczynski coming
Powell
off.
and Kaczynski off. Gehrig comes in for goal number 8. He has got goal number 8. The Saints are back within another point.
8 goals to Fraser Gehrig. He didn't register one in the second quarter. He's got 4 in the first, 2 in the third, and now 2 in the last, and still shapes as St.Kilda's best chance of winning this game. He's been able to narrow the gap back down to just 1 point. You talk about centre clearances. Big one coming up right here.
Aussie Jones down for about 6 assists, direct assists for goals. Since the second half-minute mark of the third quarter, the scoreboard is 5-2 St Kilda, 10 goals, 9 the Kangaroos. But the one that counts is the one in the top of your screen there. It's the Kangaroos by a point. Blake Lowe for the Saints, kicks it forward. Gehrig gets to the front. Oh, bounce just beat him. Now bounces up in the air again.
the middle by Luke Ball, who got the first possession, got it off to Rob Harvey. It was superb stuff, and that's where he should stay for the rest of this match.
Fair tackle from a bloke that his head nearly ripped off last week.
Yeah. 20 metres out from the Saints goal. Gehrig gets a tap on Tank, has a flying shot, scores a level. Scores a level. Del Santo made a mistake there. Del Santo's flying kick, a point, looking for the all clear. Somebody say all clear.
What about the matchup, Wells versus Clark in the Kangaroos forward line?
Del Santo's point, and it's all tied up with 4 minutes 28 left on the clock.
David King was not happy with that all-clear decision there because he felt that if the umpire had given the all-clear, he would have had a free ball back into play. Now he has to go down the middle to a contested mark. The field umpire's gone over in the middle. Goldsmith, but he's still able to pay the ball to Petrie. Centre-half back. Petrie. Squared ball game here at the moment. Long ball forward. 4 minutes remaining. Plenty of time for plenty of scores. Harvey goes in. Couldn't win it. Simpson. Baker. Rewalt. Needs a clean ball at his feet. Rocker. The tackle. Having trouble bending over there, Nick Rewalt.
A very good record in the tight games of the Saints. They have... Nick Rewalt just struggling when the footy's below his knees, but when 12 points or less, they've had 3 wins and just dropped it and haven't dropped the game.
Half forward for the Roos. Scores 126 apiece. 3:39 remaining. Simpson launch him into attack once again. The handball backwards. The kick by David King goes forward without any great direction. Over the head of Jones. And it's Jones of St. Kilda that bangs it back whence it came. High ball, marked. David King marks.
Saints are just dropping blokes back in defence, and they're going to get caught out because the Kangaroos will just keep pounding it back. They've got to go man on man.
Kangaroos, of course, have had a draw this year against Brisbane. They've had 7 games this season decided by less than 2 goals, 4 wins, 2 losses and a draw, and there's going to be a free kick going against the Kangaroos.
That is a big reversal. That's against Lee Brown. They had possession, the Kangaroos. The ball comes all the way back.
What did he do?
Oh, hang on, what did he do? No, he's not. He's just confused the whole ground, Darren Goldsmith. The whole ground has run one into the ground because he indicated he would turn the footy over.
Well, he's saying there's a shot in there. It's either a free kick or it wasn't. Anyway, let's get back to the live action. There's a whistle down. That's going to be too high, Goldsmith. No! The power had it right around the chops.
Disaster.
Darren Goldsmith, umpire's been good today so far. Darren, bounce it.
Very well going forward.
Up they go. Power flicks it out the back. Scores level with 3 minutes left on the clock. Here's the exciting Wells. Look at him go! Like Quicksilver. Looking for the handball. He puts it out in front of Jess Sinclair, who concedes 20 metres back to Archer. Was great football. Archer out to Jones, who was cleaned up before. Had concussion, but he runs onto this nicely. Onto the left foot. Inside 50 up towards Rocker. Hudson did well. Motlop falls over, throw in, but it's in the forward zone of the Kangaroos. 2 minutes 20 left on the clock. Scores a level, 126 apiece.
Well, that draw came in round 3 this year against Brisbane for the Kangaroos. Tied ball game here. Motlop limping. 2 minutes 20 seconds remaining in the game. It's in the forward 50 for the Roos. Hudson reaching over the top ball. Wolf had to go. Hayes. Handball along the ground. Harvey over the line concedes. Boundary throw in deep in the Roos forward 50.
Where they are, the close margins. 4 wins, 2 losses and a draw, under 2 goals for the Kangas. The Saints have won all 3 under 12 points.
Tense moments here at the Dome. Hayes, high tackle. No.
Gee, clearance here for the Kangaroos. They probably win the game. That's how important this ball-up is.
The longer they can lock it in there, means they're the only team that has any chance of scoring Gary with just under 2 minutes remaining.
Rewalt got us in half forward.
Must get a clean ball out, St. Kilda. Stevens, ball, got it, handball, Burke needed to keep it moving. Happy to keep it locked in for another opportunity for the Saints midfielders.
You look up the ground too. It's a quick break for St. Kilda. You want some leg speed, someone who's able to run on and win a one-on-one contest.
2-on-1 in the Hamill situation there. Archer and Petrie both on Hamill. Wells, third man up, ball, run down, handball lucky, Harvey, Burke, gave it to the opposition. Simpson from the standing start to put the Roos in front. Off hands, Clark lost it and hit the post. It hit the post, but Clark rushed behind.
So I'll tell you what, Clark, that's just about holding the ball, isn't it? They have got to get numbers back, the Kangaroos. All right, here's the situation. It's 1 minute and 10 seconds left out in the ball. Out in the ball, free kick going away of the Kangaroos, who lead by a point. King thumps it long, looking for a mark. They fly, and it's the Saints who get the mark. They're going to go. Away goes St Kilda, up to the skipper, Hamill. He can lay it up, and he does. Delivery kick in the 55 seconds remaining. Gehrig kicks long. Fraser Gehrig! Gehrig, who's kicked 8 goals, 2, can win the game for St Kilda. 46 seconds left on the clock. He has kicked 2 goals this quarter from this identical position. 15 metres out. Fraser Gehrig, an enigma if ever there was one. He's won the game and lost the game already for the Saints today. And here's his big chance. Robert Harvey's had 11 disposals in this final quarter. Talk about senior players stepping up to the plate. How good is Harvey in that situation? But other side of the ground, David King, point up. Just a touch over a minute to go. Why he blazed away. 8 goals, 2. Fraser Gehrig comes in and kicks. The Saints are back in front. 55 seconds left on the clock. Now they're going to throw all their men into defence. Surely St Kilda will just flag this thing up. The margin here is 5 points. Half a minute to go. Fraser Gehrig has been a match winner. Jared.
Well, it just comes back to the centre bounce. Now, you wouldn't worry about getting it in, players into your defence unless you get the ball out of the centre. That's all they have to do. They're sending Rewald down. They might as well send Gehrig down.
Here we go. Here we go.
Barge, the Kangaroos. 13-21, centre clearances in favour of the Saints.
5-point leads for the Saints. 32 seconds on the clock, and this is what they needed. Stephen to the back.
Oh,
no.
What about the gang tackle?
Probably a good decision. Langley rises to his feet. There's nothing more that he can do. He might as well leave the box. Because it boils down to this. 25 seconds remaining. And the Kangaroos must kick a goal to win. A point is not good enough. 5-point lead, St Kilda. Gehrig's got 9 today, can you believe that? As St Kilda are very happy to hold it in. Thomas, Wallace, and Lowe, they all sweat.
Surely not from here.
Here we go. Exactly, sir. 12 seconds. It boils down to one kick here. Need an immediate clearance. And it goes St Kilda's way. St Kilda will win. St Kilda will win, and how fitting that the ball ends up in the hands of Fraser Gehrig, who kicked 9 goals in the match when he won at the end.
Somewhat fitting too for Nathan Burke as he celebrates the record. Didn't have a big save proceedings, but there is a St Kilda faithful out there who are up out of their seats. They were gone, the Saints.